And even before that, let me rewind back. For Thanksgiving, I did bring her to my family house to meet my family. And everybody got weird energy from her in person. Everybody, nobody was like, where did she come from and who is she? My sisters was saying, I don't like her energy for you. I don't like her energy. There's something about her. And my oldest sister dead ass told me, I think she's preying on you because you're at a vulnerable place in your life. You lost a best friend and you broke off a lot of people say engagement, but it broke off my relationship with my son's father. And so you're in a vulnerable place right now. And I feel like she's preying on that. And I was like, no, she just been through a lot in life. You know, he could get on here and talk about her great situation and all that type of stuff. That pulls at people's heart. That tugs at people's heart. That tugs at women's heart to sympathize and empathize with her. But she uses those stories to gain the sympathy from women, you know? And that's not to say she hasn't been through that. It's just like, because she's been through that, that makes people kind of excuse her behavior, you know? And I caught myself as an empath. I was excusing her behavior. I kept making excuses for it. So I found myself not being able to call anybody to tell them about P without it feeling, because every time I would call somebody about her, it's like they would be like, I told you, get away from her. I started even talking to a coworker about it, and she was the previous lesbian, and she was like, I'm telling you, BTaylor, this is not normal. She sounds emotionally abusive. This is not normal. And I was just like, no, you know, but I did do, I'm like making excuses of what I like. This is what I did though. I did say this to make her upset. And I did tell her about my feelings. Every time I brought up my feelings and how I felt, it was a burden. It was anger. It was met with anger and like dismissiveness. And, you know, she told me, I'll never forget, she told me when I told her, like, can you stop yelling at me? Because that makes me feel small inside. And she verbatim told me, like, well, don't trigger me to yell at you. Okay. Don't trigger me to yell at you. So imagine if this was an opposite relationship and that person said, don't do this to make me yell at you or hit things and yell. She made it seem like we got in an argument about her coming to my place, because she got on her live and said, I only spent the night at her place one time. No, I have not. I spent the night at her house multiple times. The reason why I didn't like to go to her house, because she did not live like a woman. She lived, and I'm not even gonna say she lived like a man, because I know plenty of men who take care of their home, you know. And I told her that her mattress, I'm like, your mattress is, it got pee stains, it got holes in it. Like, why are you sleeping on a mattress like this? Like, go get you a nice mattress. Go get you a mattress like mine or something. So her and her child sleeps on that mattress. So, you know, I also felt obligated as a mother to step in and help her out with her daughter. And when I bring up her daughter, this is not to go low. This is not to make her a villain. But this is to tell my truth. And I cannot keep lying. Women have asked, does Amaya go to school? The girl is 5 years old, going on 6, and have never been in a school. She was not getting homeschooled. She was in front of a TV all day. Everybody know that her child has autism. She has not gotten her daughter tested for autism. It took me saying, let's go get her tested for autism. Let's get her into this daycare program so she can be around us. Now she's in the daycare program.
Man. Hey guys, hopefully this will be it. Because what I said is what I said. Shouts out to Queen Sheba. But you know who it is, We-On-Loc Nation. And of course, I am your host. And BTaylor once again, telling the truth. Telling the truth. And shouts out to Lotus Flower, by the way. Shouts out to Lotus Flower. We're going to review some receipts, and I hope this would be enough to convince some people. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Trish? And I hate to call you out like, but boy, I get it. I get it, Trish. I get it. You're like a protective grandmother. And like you got the old spirit in you. But the fact of the matter is, this BTaylor has been she's been trashed a lot. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, this is the type of situation you see yourself in when you just need a friend. That's how I look at it. You need a friend. She found one. It went to a place where it shouldn't have been. Oh well. Stuff like that happens with girls. Wouldn't happen with dudes, because the dudes, brothers that I know, wouldn't play that bullshit. Oh, hell to the no. Ain't no holding hands, ain't no rubbing feet, scratching backs. Hell to the no. Playing porn, oh, hell to the no. Only certain women do that. But Princella needs to leave this woman alone. That's my commentary. She just needs to leave this woman alone. Go about your life. Continue to flourish in your misery, as if people were continuously listening to you. I heard you lost some subscribers. Not that it means anything to you. You running game, pimp. That's what Princella is doing, running game. She is running game. And I'm not shocked, I'm not surprised. It's who you learn from. It's who you learn from that you will consider yourself that boss. Yeah, you a boss. You a boss bitch, right? Yeah, you the boss bitch. Yeah, get you. I don't think this when I play this is really not a good look for you. This is not a good look for you. So I suggest you leave well enough alone. In my humble opinion, y'all both need to move on. You especially, BTaylor. The things that you said, that you're going to move on from this. You have made some mistakes. We get it. You accepted the wrong that you have done. I get it. And you allegedly are going to remain single until your soul is at peace. That I can say. Until your soul is at peace. We'll see, sis. We will see.
I'm going to let Miss Erica give any form of caveat that she would like to give before I begin to ask Miss B any questions. Please hit the like button.
No, I don't have anything to add right now.
Okay, excellent, excellent. That was a great.
You're loyal to Queen Maker, huh? But is she loyal to you? That's the question you should ask yourself, sis. Is she loyal to you? What have you done? What has she done to persuade you of her loyalty? That is the question.
Fruit. Okay. Yeah, it's in my email again, but just violence. And for anybody to act like we're just picking information out of thin air, that's not what's happening here. We're here for clarity. So, lovely BTaylor TV, would you want me to put the email up and crop them, text messages, or do you want me just to read them, or do you want to show them?
I was being lied on. Her lying about when she purchased my plane ticket.
Yeah,
it happened after we broke up, but she lied and said it happened way before we broke up. But
who says she was a victim? She never said she was the victim. She said she made some mistakes. How's that playing the victim? Of course. I am a mailman. Oh, so you're a man? Oh, so you one of them. Oh, okay, cool. Well, and still, how is she a victim? She owned up. She owned up to her mistakes. She took accountability. That's that. The king is here. The king is here. Both chicks are bugged out in their mind. No victims in this. Just villains and volunteers. Villains and volunteers? Really? They're both playing each part. Well, hopefully, Auntie, we hope that her spirit heals. Let's just put it that way. Hopefully she's healed from this, and hopefully she ain't continuously going back and forth. But only time will tell. Only time will freaking tell. I mean, these are some grown ass women anyway. So it is what it is.
You have the receipt in the email. I dropped all these receipts, even the things that I said about Amaya not being in school. So it's in there, and I felt like I trusted you enough to give you. I don't need to explain or break down what was said. At the end of the day, me and her were both being toxic, and I accept that. So I'm here to talk about what's next in my healing journey, because I'm let me make it clear for those who thought I was exposing. I was responding. My motherhood was attacked. My character was attacked. Um, my mental health. I was being lied on. Um, and so my kids were talked about. But the thing is that people don't have records of those things because they all happen on TikTok. No one recorded her talking about me, but I remember, and others that were there for those lives remember. They were there for those lives where she stayed up until 5 o'clock in the morning in my house while I was asleep talking shit about me. So all of this was finally a response and feeling the need to not protect somebody who has failed to or did not want to protect me publicly. So all I wanted to do was talk about my experience and experiencing the quote unquote queen maker. So yes, you can start with I just wanted to kind of say that for those
Hey, Lurker. How you doing, Queen?
who thought I was doing an expose. It's more so a response.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I think that's a very important part to begin with. Is this all began because BTaylor TV, in terms of why are we here, in terms of the general public? Because BTaylor TV did a video that people are calling an expose, but as she's stating, she's responding to something that was already occurring.
You saying I am 60 years old and a member of Queen Maker. I was a member of Queen Maker until I unsubscribed. Blah, 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 blah. A man gives my life for her Dusty. Ugh. I hope you weren't part of that. I hope you weren't part of her wink wink book club. Um, AKA Diddy Club. Yes, I said it, AKA Diddy Club. Princella's book club is code for blank man hate cult. Like I said, Diddy Club. Yeah, I was just wondering even the password of the marketing here, and I'm eager to hear your commentary. Okay. All right. Thank you for coming, sis.
And it wasn't just occurring on the person who's calling named Princella, the Queen Maker. Apparently, she was going on other people's channels talking crap about BTaylor TV. You feel me? So if you're talking stuff about me all out in this other world, then and whatever, I'm your lover, I'm your ex-lover, whatever's going on, you're hurting my feelings. Your actions, I'm thinking, is probably hurting your feelings. Did you feel hurt, or just like, because it wasn't, was it the girlfriend yet, or you hadn't known about the girlfriend yet? What made you go off on the day that you did the video with Yanni?
Okay. So what made me go off was I've been knew that she was talking to somebody. I think in her video today, I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it. She said that this lady contacted me. That was a lie. That's not what happened. Because I want to take it even further back a little bit, like a few days before, when she went on her retreat. Unless you want me to pause on that, then I can, and I can get into that later. Okay.
Yeah, let's pause on the
okay. So let's talk about the day of. The day of, I've been wanting to tell my truth and respond because of how much she's came for my motherhood, came for my character, and came for me on social media. But I always held back because I didn't want to. I didn't want to bring it publicly out. Once I called her, it wasn't about the girlfriend per se, right? It was the, hey, first of all, my phone started blowing up when she got on TikTok. I didn't even know she was on TikTok. My phone started blowing up. Oh my God, you and Priscilla back together? She's on live saying she got a girlfriend. So I was like, no, let me go check. So that's when I hopped in the live, and she was talking about how she has a girlfriend. So, and I seen all these comments saying, oh, you and BTaylor got back together. And I said, no. And let me say, I'm not going to lie. That was triggering for me. And it threw me off loop because she just called me yesterday and she just said she just met this person. And then all of a sudden she's like, I'm announcing I have a girlfriend. So I was like, wait a second, damn, it's so quick. People think it's me. Like, people think we got back together. So yeah, I was triggered by her saying that she had a girlfriend. And I said, just to clarify, it's not me. It's some what did I say? I said it's another bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I said that. And then
let me ask you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But what was the question? God damn it. Oh, she said she just met this girl. Did you know that this was a member of her book club yet?
So that's why I was trying to get into the explanation about it.
Okay, because I'm confused. I'm like,
Yeah,
she's
because
saying she
if
just
you
met
don't,
her, then
yeah,
and she just
Yeah, she took a L for this one, a big L. But like I said, we all make mistakes. And then, of course, when I told her this the first time, I told her this, but I didn't tell. But the only thing that I'm guilty of is not telling it to her face. That's the only thing I'm guilty of. Other than that, things came to fruition. And then you can only hope the best. You can only hope the best for her.
met this because she came out and told us that she went on a retreat.
hmm
She met a girl, they hit it off, and it is what it is, and that's cool. Again, I'm trying to point out the intentional deception.
Not to mention, by the way, that again, she's with, she's still married. The divorce papers are not even final. She has a girlfriend on the side and trying to pull Taylor into the mix. She already claimed her. The same way she claimed her on my live the last time. I wish I could find that. I wish I could pinpoint it on my clip, on my video, where when I said that you need protection, right? And Priscilla gonna look at me with a mean ass face, talking about she don't need protection for you. I am her protection. I'm like, really?
Of somebody.
yeah.
And why? When did this girl become a part of the book club?
So she's been a part of the book club, right? Even in the video when she tried to play the video about me crying about my sons, you could see Jasmine pop up, like her face pops up, and I was like, oh, that's the girl that was actually talking to me, and like resonating with me, and she was in movie night. So she's been around, and she's been around. She's seen me and Princella kiss after Princella asked for a kiss after we came back from LA. She's been in book club. She's seen us be together and interact together. So let me tell you, when she went on this trip, Princella was calling me while she was on. She called me before she got there, and then she.
Well, let's just say that if there were no sexual acts involved, I mean, in my opinion, kissing is kissing. Anybody can kiss. I mean, my dad, my dad, you know, when I was little, kissed me on my forehead before I went to sleep at night, right? And then ergo with my mom. My mom always kissed me on the cheek and said goodbye, blah 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 blah. My yeah, I mean it ought to, but if it, I don't know, the lesbianism thing, it's starting to say icky for me. It's just icky. But you're right. Why would you, when you have all these dudes out here? I get it. When you have all this testosterone out here, and Princella has to, ugh, never mind.
Called me while she was there, right? She stayed in touch while she was on this retreat. And I had some women reach out to me and was like, hey, just letting you know, Prince, I don't know if you know that Priscilla's out there with these women, and we know about this girl, and she likes women. I think they were subliminally trying to tell me that something happened out there, but I was so like, I looked at this woman so differently and set such high standards for her. I was like, there's no way she would have a one night stand with somebody. She's not even like that. Like, what? Like, no. So
Are you serious? Now I'm talking to you now, respectfully. You didn't think she would, I'm gonna shut my mouth. Hold on 1 second.
I shut them down real quick, and it was not Dana that reached out to me. I never talked to Dana other than when I heard her talking on book club. These were some other women, and I don't know how they got this information, but it was like, they were sending me stuff and they were like, I'm just letting you know things happen, just be careful. And I was like, nah, like there's no way. I didn't believe it. I shut it down and it exited out of my mind because I'm like,
Let me ask you a question. But weren't you all actually broken up right here?
so that's the thing. If we want to go even further back,
Okay.
that's the thing. We we broke up. She sent that text message sometime in January, right? But after she sent that text message, I called her and I said, I completely understand and agree. I don't think there's no need to rush out and tell the world that we're broken up because then we're going to have to explain why. And I just don't want to go through that mentally of having to explain why, like when a woman separates from her husband, does she owe the world an explanation? Does she have to run to the world and tell Facebook that she left her husband, or are they just going to separate and let things be and like move forward, and when that comes up, then address it. I'm that type of person. So I told her, out of the protection for both of us, we don't have to explain nothing to nobody. Let's not even have to explain. Now, if you end up meeting somebody, you know, that's for you to say, we not together, you know. But this is the thing. After she sent that text and we both agreed that we're not compatible and we don't need to be together, our routine never changed.
Don't worry, y'all. I'm still here. I'm just looking for something.
We kept talking every single day. She called me every morning, every night, through the day. I would talk to her while I was at work. I would text her throughout the day. It's like nothing changed. I wasn't going to complain about it because I still enjoyed the connection. When you break up with somebody, you either A, stop talking to that person and just move on, or you're being toxic like we were and still dealing with each other. So there was no boundaries there. And I accept that I did not create boundaries for myself because this is a person that I talk to every single day. You were part of my routine. So to go from talking to this person every single day and telling them about exciting news that happened, or what happened in my day, I looked forward to those moments, and I think she did as well, where we didn't break the communication. So there was no boundary set, as in, we're broken up.
Right.
So we would even go out to eat to my house after. We spent time with the kids together.
Okay. Let's go back to the part where you said that she doesn't see herself, doing all that cheat stuff. Well. Look what homie done got out the bag. Hold up real quick. Look what homie done found. Oh, what was that? She's so fucking stupid. Mama biscuit. Well, it looks like to me Priscilla is chilling. We'll get into it. Motherfuckers gotta pay some bills, right? So let me see. It turns to. I'm gonna get to the juiciness of it all. Fair use. How does it go? Fair use. Some crap like that. It's been a while. Oh yeah, I had to put on that little simple bit. Here we go.
What you got there? Is that them biscuits I told you I wanted? Them my mama biscuits. My mama biscuits. Ooh wee! Give me my mama biscuits. Give me take one of my mama.
Is that your queen? Is that your queen?
Mama biscuits. That's my mama biscuits.
Is that your queen?
Oh man,
She's so fucking stupid.
Hold up. Is that your queen?
Well, it looks like me.
Is that your queen? I ask you, is this your queen? Is she capable of being in one relationship? Hell to the no. Look at it.
Oh, heaven on earth. Baby, can I have something great?
Mind you, married with chicks on the side. In this situation, married, chick on the side, and BTaylor. Nah. She ain't capable of doing it. Princella ain't capable of doing shit but bullshit half the time. Trust me, I know. She can't answer questions straight without getting frustrated. Back to the commentary.
Still, and then she even said like, "Oh, I'm not going to spend the night because I don't want things to lead to something." I said, "Girl, you don't got to worry about that. Like, trust me." So she spent the night and nothing happened. We weren't being intimate or nothing. We were just being friends, but there wasn't a set boundary there because you can't just jump from being in a relationship to a friendship. And that's the toxic part about it. We just didn't break that communication because it felt like we were still in a relationship. We just said these things. So I remember she ended up kissing me. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to complain. I guess we're like, it seemed like we were back good again until we got into an argument. That's why you see all these text messages of her saying, oh, I can't take this. This is a lie. And I'm like, well, we were just friends anyway. Like, if I need to give you distance, if you need to talk to somebody else, that's fine. Just let me know. But this is the thing. I put the ball in her court because I didn't lead myself in that situation to say, you know what? Let's create boundaries. Let's create real boundaries. Even when she invited in February, we were on the February 14th, Valentine's Day. I even was on.
Y'all spent Valentine's Day together. Y'all was broken up.
Yes, we spent the weekend together because it was a Wednesday, and everybody kept asking like, "Oh, what are y'all doing for Valentine's Day?" And we were like, "We're gonna go get Ethiopian food," which I posted that I had Ethiopian food and whatnot. So we even spent that weekend together. So it's kind of like there was like we're broken up, but we're still acting like we're still together, which is why you see all of the back and forth.
For real text messages. And again, you all, I have, and we will be going into them. I'm going to crop them, BTaylor, so that your information's not on them, but I'm going to, if that's okay, to show the text messages.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll be showing the timeline because again, what we are debunking is that basically in the receipts video, Princella is making it seem as though you continue to pursue her, even though she continuously stated that she was broken up. And two, you also in your...
And that was a lie. BTaylor was pretty much broken up with her. All that other stuff that I seen, and mind you, there was a clip of her. She was on live. Princella was live, and then allegedly the phone rang, but it wasn't the phone. It was a text going off. I know that because the first time around, or the second time around, she said not to text her again. That same tone ring from her text went off. Let's go back. When she texts her the first time, BTaylor texted her the first time. She picked up the phone and put it to her muzzle as if the phone rang. And then after a good 2 minutes, the phone actually rang. You can fool some people some of the time, but not all the people all the time. And you damn sure can't fool me. Thank you, Trish. Yeah. You see how I take accountability, Trish?
Expose, and I don't know if it was just Mad Day, you also stated you were trying to get away from her, but you were afraid to break up with her. And it made it seem like you weren't still smitten with her, like, and you wanted, but I'm glad you are on here saying, no, I really like that lady. I mean, even though we were having our rough patch, just like anything else, it seems like you're like, even if you say we're broken up, we still doing this thing. We got this energy, and it's undefined. I
It's
mean, we've
like
all
I
been in
knew.
that murky place. I
Yeah,
know I've been in that murky place.
yeah,
So
and I
I
knew
get
we
it.
needed to break up, like for sure. I didn't set boundaries for myself. Like I will say that. I knew we needed to break up because I was like, damn, we are just getting into it. Like she talked about her mental health, mine too. And that's why you could see in the text messages, I'm like, I agree. I agree. Like I was agreeing with her. I wasn't fighting her on it. I think what was hard for both of us is to break the connection. Like a breakup is actually supposed to be, we not talking no more. Like we ain't supposed to be talking as much as we're talking. But neither one of us broke off that connection, right? And also because of how I seen how she's bought things to the internet with people, I would never want to be on the end of that. And I think that that's where I said I had a fear of breaking up with her, because if I initiated it, she's gonna definitely take it to the internet. And you could see even when she broke up with me, I still was like, just I don't want to keep explaining myself to the public, because the public's gonna believe what they're gonna believe. We've had people bet money on our breakup. Let me tell you why. We had people literally had a bet on money
Yeah, that
with
makes
me
sense because of
for
the
our
the
downfall.
performance that you, because you all did a whole performance. Both of
Right,
you did an attention grab,
right.
and that's what got us here. Like that's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. It makes perfect sense.
So it's like if you have all these people wishing on your downfall, and they would take glee and joy, and they'll make content and all this stuff. I personally don't like that type of attention, because I've always been like, oh, like I do care. Like I do care, and that's something I gotta work through, which is now that's what I'm working through, because I don't give a fuck who believes me or not. This is my story, and God knows the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
don't. I could put receipts. I could put recordings of P yelling at me. People are going to believe what they want to believe, and the only thing that I'm sad and disappointed about is that the same women that were attracted to P
I do remember that time when she said that when she was trying to use the bathroom at some restaurant, and Princella took her to the bathroom, but it wasn't at the restaurant. It was at the gas station. Now I see why my wife always says I want to go home, even with restaurants. But with restaurants, I know who's cleaning. Trust me, I used to work at a restaurant. I know who's cleaning, and I know how they clean. In gas stations, they don't wipe down shit, and it's unsterilized. So, I mean, I would prefer whatever. The fact of the matter is, you wanted her to go to somewhere unsanitary. What type of a person who wants to be a quote unquote protector, but yet you want her to go to a unsanitary, can't take but 2 minutes to clean up a bathroom gas station, and you want to be her protector?
are the same women are like me. They've been through things, they've been through death, they've been through mother wounds, they've been through pain, they've been left. They've been through all these things only for them to come back and laugh at this pain that they say that I'm going through, and laughing at the fact that, oh, you're just mad because she moved on. But you are following Princella for a reason, because somebody fucked you over and did something to you where you felt like was unjust. But then you have the fingers pointing at me. you know, and that's what's the disappointing part about it is that you see two women that are clearly going through this, and it's like fueling, like they're ready to like take the stakes and like stab at people, you know.
For sure. Hold on one second, Eric. Is there anything you wanted to say, add in here? Because I'm going to go to my next question. Forget that. But hey, you
Yeah,
all do that. But I just want you to answer that. You're getting
yeah.
some pushback on why you felt the need or compelled to come forward and let us know out loud whatever it was you witnessed between Princella and her situation with her daughter. Go ahead.
Well, let me just say, Priscilla has talked about my children specifically and talked about my motherhood on TikTok. So let me just say that out there. Number two, I never dragged, like, it's so weird how words, people play on words and perceptions. It's like I can talk about the parenting and not about the actual.
Now, watch out for if anybody listened to Princella's two previous lives where she had the three amigos on there, Nicola, Jess, and the other woman. And Princella is explaining how BTaylor left her two boys to go to Yanni's birthday party, right? And she came home pissy drunk around 4 in the morning. This is her saying that. But at the time they were at her place, not at Princella's, at her place, right? Just watch out for that.
Child. I sent you in text Princella confirming that Amaya has autism because I was pushing for her to go get her checked. And there's text message proof that I got her to get Amaya in daycare so she can start learning and being around other children. I was always for Amaya. P knows that. I was always for Amaya. I did things. I loved that little girl. Like I said, you can see it in text messages. I said how much I love Amaya. She knows how much I love Amaya, right? There's a difference between talking about if I try to help you with your daughter and your audience do not hold you accountable. They see things, they ignore it. They seen you on live until 2 o'clock in the morning. They ignore it and see Amaya. They ignore it. They ignore it. They ignore it. They turn a blind eye to it, right? I talked about her parenting. That is the difference. It's so weird how Black women want us to speak up for children. If you see neglect, if you see abuse, and I'm not saying she was abusing her daughter, I'm just using this as an example. If you see something happening to a child that's not right, and everybody turns a blind eye to it, and then when that child grows up messed up, they're going to be like, oh my God, why didn't no one speak? Why didn't no one do anything? I know how CPS works. I didn't feel compelled to call CPS on Priscilla because, for one, I've seen that CPS ignores the worst case scenario, and I wouldn't want a child put into a system that is dangerous. A little girl like that, no. I knew the only way to get to Princella was to put it on social, because now there are going to be eyes on her, holding her accountable for how she treats her daughter. So to
Can
sit
you
here
cop?
and
Can you cop also that you were expressing because it was Mad Day and you were pissed off?
no, I felt like I've been
Really?
wanting. I was there an echo? Hello.
Yeah, I'm saying really. So you weren't angry when you disclosed the way her treatment of the daughter, or you just really wanted us to know about it?
I specifically added in Amaya because her message is to pour into your daughter, but you don't do it. If I told you behind closed doors on the phone about specifics and we got into arguments about how she treats her daughter, if we got into arguments,
In my humble opinion, how she treats her how she treats her daughter is piss poor. How do I know? She keeps putting her daughter on fucking camera. when I specifically said, and I quote, you know, I kept pointing her out. I was like, you know, your daughter's on camera, your daughter's on camera, your daughter's on camera. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And you got the nerve, the illegated gall to talk about predators, to talk about how men ain't shit, to talk about they're the worst, the scum of the earth, but yet you have your daughter on camera. So who's the victim? Who's the real predator? I would never allow my children to come on unless it's a really big project. Ain't no projects going on. So you ain't coming on camera because there are predators out there. There are people who naysay want to, if they can't hurt you, they'll come after your children. There are way too many deceived, but yet you figure everything's, and you also have the illitigated gall to smoke, drink. Hopefully, the one clip that I showed yesterday of you fingering a cantaloupe just to prove a point. I hope your kid wasn't around to see that.
And I'm around specifically helping. And if I'm deciding on that day that I am leaving this situation behind, I block this woman on everything that I can block her on, and I'm stepping away. But before I step away, I'm going to make sure I do my due.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you didn't know? Oh yeah, she cut the cantaloupe in half, right? I ain't gonna show it. Just okay. Put a one in the chat if you want to see that. I don't want to see it again, but if you want to see it, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you want to see it. Put a one in the chat if you want to see the cantaloupe.
Due diligence and put that out there to hold her accountable. So, because I could have walked away and I said nothing. I could have just allowed her child to get treated the way her child was being treated. But I put that out there because I know she cares. Deep down inside, she do care about public perception, and people are going to be closely watching how she is with her daughter. I got her on a bedtime.
Yeah, Auntie, he funny. He funny like that. I agree with some. I agree with some of it too. But no, y'all don't want to see it. I need more. I got one net. I got one yes, and I got one no. I got one yes, and I got one no. I ought to show it just for principle, but I don't see that shit again.
I got her in daycare, and I push her to. She goes to the same facility that my kids go to. My kids went to. You know, that's how much I was so involved. Um, I was very involved. For those who think, well, why didn't you help? I did.
Oh, we
Y'all
got
saw
two.
people behind the scenes saw how much I helped out. They even called me the babysitter because I was helping out so much. Where I joke with Priscilla, like, damn, they call me the babysitter. Is that my job? Like, you know? So
Hey, hey, Juju, you're the one to break the ice. You want to see the famous cantaloupe scene? Put a one in the chat. Put a two if you don't want to see it.
If I'm that close to this child and nobody else around is going to be helping this child, because there is proof of other people dealing with her daughter as well and seeing even worse things and talked about it. So if this has been going on this long, why not put it out there? Her whole life is public, and I put it out there to let it be known. Like, yeah, you want to talk about me and my motherhood and my children, but let's talk about your parenting, not about the child. The child has nothing to do with this. She's an innocent child. You could talk about somebody's parenting, and I'm not saying you got to be a perfect parent. That's not what I never said. You got to be perfect. I'm not a perfect parent. But
let me put this on here, because I don't think, and I'm not to interrupt you, but I kind of want to. We're going circular, and I do understand your need to explain. Mm-hmm. I want to make you all aware that Princella is actively turned her book club, not maybe all of it, but she has literally had book club meetings about BTaylor. Mm-hmm. People that are paying, what is it, $55 a month to read books. Mm-hmm. They're talking about BTaylor, her parenting, her life. So the question I have is, and we're just kind of jumping around because I want to answer a couple of these questions and dispel a couple of these rumors. The receipt that she showed of you popping off in the book club where you violently yelled.
Before we get into that, the people have spoken. If there's any kids in the room, please put them in the room somewhere. Please put them in the room somewhere. This is some foul shit.
Still so fucking violated.
I didn't see that coming. Like,
me neither.
Well, you don't need the audio.
This video after I stopped.
I think you do need the audio.
Me bitch.
Oh my god.
Shit up, girl. I got to do it.
Mm-hmm. I guess Marcos didn't come back, huh? ¿Dónde está Marcos? ¿Dónde es Marcos?
Hold on. Let's see. The Tekken 8 tournament. You know what? I am out of date, out of sync, out of sight, out of mind when it comes to tournament. My tournament days are over. However, I will see Pork Chop one of these days. I will see old Pork Chop on Twitch. But let's see. Let me see. No. Because I messed that up. Because I didn't hear I couldn't hear the audio. So give me 1 second. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. Like, share, subscribe to the video. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. Emma, if you would like to come up, you can. I already put the link in the description or in the chat. Now let's see if this works. Gotcha. Okay, now I can hear the audio. Emma, if you want to come up, you can. I'm just doing.
Don't let me learn Mandarin, goddamn it. Don't let me learn Mandarin. Fucking old, right? Right?
Is this your queen?
I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Right?
Oh, sorry. Damn. Yeah, she was just
about some goddamn bottom feeders. Come on now. Either you gonna vibrate high or you ain't. Which one? You tell me.
Yep, it's coming right now. Here we go. Let's go get the peach right now. Now, mind you, she's telling people they're bottom feeders, but this is her. I don't know what she's doing, but I hope.
Instead of people doing some personal development, they won't talk about Princella. Hey, listen. The only time you know you're doing something is when motherfuckers talk about you. Right? Right? When motherfuckers talk about you. I don't give a fuck what nobody out here saying about me.
Oh, that's all great.
Say what you will. If you want to use me for content, use me for content, because I know you ain't got no creativity to talk about nothing else. I know you ain't got no creativity to talk about nothing else. Let me give you something else to talk about. Let me give you something else to talk about, right? Let me give you something else to talk about.
Oh my God!
Oh, she got this from Girls Trip, but Tiffany Haddish did.
All right. Listen, cool. Right.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ!
Say what you will. If you want to use me for content, use me for content, because I know you ain't got no creativity to talk about nothing else. I know you ain't got no creativity to talk about nothing else. Let me give you something else to talk about. Let me give you something else to talk about, right? Let me give you something else to talk about.
Oh my God!
Oh, she got this from Girls Trip, but Tiffany Haddish did.
All right. Listen, cool. Right.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ!
Lady
That's what I'm talking about. I'll give you something to talk about. I'm gonna give you something to talk about.
Bitch!
Oh my, why you stop it right there?
Wow. Okay.
Oh my God!
Only thing I know is, I hope your kid wasn't around for you to see that. I hope you have the parental, what you call it? The parental visor on. What is it? Dorothy Hubbard said the subject, Black women losing their children through government agency, is too important. Shit is too important to be discussed in ignorant, emotional, and lacking foresight. I concur. I really do concur. Love, Princella, from the Queen Maker. Eat that. You really like this, don't you? Julie, Jules, or Jules. I don't mean to butcher your name, but you really like stuff like this, don't you? You love stuff like this. A woman who is seriously has emotional issues. This is what you do? Hold on. I don't think you hear me. I don't think you hear me. I don't think you hear me. A woman with a lot of emotional issues. This is what you do. I thought this was YouTube. You know, kids come on. You know, kids are on YouTube. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? You do know she has a kid, right? Oh, she's what a loser. Hold on.
Oh my, why you?
Let me give you something else to talk about. Let me give you something else to talk about, right? Let me give you something else to talk about.
Oh my God!
Oh, she got this from Girls.
And by the way, if any of you are, have liquor license, I know Lurker doesn't have a liquor license, but for those of you who just joined me and have a liquor license, do you want her doing this to your cooch? You want her doing this to your cooch? Be aggressive with your cooch like this? Like this here? Like this here? Don't y'all get yeast infections from all that shit? And on top of that, she ain't checked underneath her fingernails and nothing and see there's dirt underneath the fingernails because you can get an infection. You do know that, right? No.
Trip, but Tiffany Haddish did.
All right. Listen, cool.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ!
On top of that, you didn't brush your teeth, and you want her to lick on y'all? On y'all? My wife would kill me. Like, you didn't wash your hands. I'm like, my bad, my bad, my bad. You know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Lady is
That's what I'm
crazy.
talking about. That's what I need something to talk about. I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you something to talk about.
Bitch!
Oh my, why you stop it right there?
Anyway, that was fun. Is that your queen? Hell to the no, no, no. Back to the commentary. Oops.
That lady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the context of that in terms of, do you know that woman? And in hindsight, can you see how uncool and unprofessional that was to do that at her book club?
And let me tell you, that's the context. This is the manipulation and lies that she tells. That lady actually was stalking what per Princella. She said, Adachi keeps sending me naked photos of herself. Adachi keeps texting me all day, every day. She's obsessed with me. And she's telling me that we're together in her head. And that Adachi has said things to me on Facebook that was disrespectful, and she was talking ish about me. And Priscilla was coming back telling me everything, like everything this woman was doing. So at this point, she kept throwing shade at me and book club. And like throwing shade at me during movie nights, and people even said it in that chat, like, yeah, Dachi, we've been catching the shade. All of those women now they want to lie, but they were like, yeah, we've been seeing her throw shade at you, and she's wrong. They even had a whole meeting with Adachi after that incident because of how much she's been coming at me. So when I went off, I was talking about my mental health. I was talking about my suicide. And it's just so crazy that people want to weaponize that I'm having a human experience, and I've been through trauma just like all of us. And I've been through postpartum. It's weird. It's like we want to advocate for postpartum depression, but when a woman is going through postpartum depression and she's dealt with those suicidal thoughts, now you want to beat her up for having those. And it's sickening to my stomach to see women beating up on a woman for having postpartum depression. P knew that I had postpartum. I have a 2-year-old. I just got out of postpartum depression, which is not quite all the way out of it, but I'm getting better, right?
Yes.
So,
can I ask you something about separations? Have you had issues dealing with separations from your past relationships? Was it hard to do before? Because it seemed like separating from this one was a part of you all's issue.
It was a mother wound. I do feel like, this is any woman that has ever left my life, it's been through death. And that goes straight back to my mother. Like, it went from me having a mom to her passing away and not having one anymore. And then I had a best friend and she passed away. So the women that have left out of my life has been through death. So no, I don't take loss easy. And it is hard for me. And this was a first woman relationship. You guys got to understand, like, this was something that was beyond like intimacy for me. Like, it was like, wow, like I've never had a woman really pour into me like this and get to experience a woman like this, so yeah, it was hard to just be like, bye, let's break this.
So, let me ask this: how many been in a relationship where it's hard to break up from? That it was so bad, but yet it was so hard for y'all to break. It was so hard for you to break up. The relationship has already been ruined, right? But you're still around each other. How many have been through that? I'll wait.
Soft, and I don't have no problem saying I have a mother wound. I attracted somebody who also has a mother wound. But the thing about the wounds is that what's beautiful about being a wounded person is realizing that you have wounds and you're bleeding and you need to heal them and fix them and walk in your journey alone. And so what this whole experience has done for me is I thought that it hindered my healing journey. What it did is speed it up to say, hey, you're bleeding. Like you're really, for you to attract this toxic relationship with this person and this person that is severely wounded, I am just as wounded. Priscilla is my mirror and I am her mirror. And the one beautiful thing about it is that I can look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm fucked up, like I'm toxic. And I want to fix those things about myself so I can be better for myself, be better for my family and friends, and my future husband, whoever that is that I'm with in the future. Like, I want to be.
And you shall be with your future husband. But the thing about it is, you have to completely be healed of all your trauma. Because remember, this is your second. You have two baby fathers, if I'm not mistaken. We want to make sure, we want to make damn sure that this one doesn't hinder you. You don't make a mistake. We want you to actually live. We want you to survive the next relationship. We want you to strive the next relationship. I mean, me personally, I would rather you work it out with one of your baby fathers, but give or take, if you decide to venture off to find that one, then best of luck to you. But I'm fair warning you. If the third one don't work out, you might as well just, you might as well just call it, call it a wrap, sis, because then it just becomes a ripple effect. You're just pursuing at this point. You're not in a relationship just to have a relationship. You're not in it for marriage. You're just in it just to be in it. And you got too much of this going on, and you got too much of that going on. And meanwhile, all your old shit surfaces, and it reminds you on how you got here. How did I get to this specific point in my life in the first place? So you best think twice, sis, before you get into any relationship, any other relationship. Hotel.
Uncle Johnson, no.
Hey, I'm just getting started. How you been?
All right. Just been moving around, and got my big day coming up tomorrow, Mother's Day.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right. Shouts out to all the mothers who are here. Happy Mother's Day to you. I'm about to take my wife on I don't know where I'm gonna take her. And I'm tired of going to the same damn restaurants, but I'm taking her somewhere. I just don't know where.
Well, whenever you're ready to tell me.
Some Mexican restaurant, I don't know.
That's where you usually go? Okay, sounds good.
Did you see the infamous cantaloupe scene?
Girl, I mean, my love, because I'm sitting here looking. No, I didn't see that. But are you talking about when she was eating the fruit again, or which one?
That somehow her fingers got stuck in the fruit.
Hi, Jules. No, I didn't see that one. I only saw the one where I think when she was on your show when she was eating the fruit again. Whose finger got stuck?
Somehow Princella's fingers got stuck. I don't want to play it again. I don't want to play it. I don't want to gross you out.
Right. Because I mean.
But let me just ask you, if you were what you call them, squares? What do you call them?
What?
When you
L7 square?
Yeah, so I don't know. But if you were in a relationship with a female, would you let her abuse you with like the? I'm just gonna show you a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'll feel guilty if I don't. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? I have to show you. I have to show you. Oh shit.
Well, I have something revolutionary to tell you when you're finished.
Sure.
Now, I'm feeders, but this is her. I don't know what she's doing, but I hope
instead of people doing some personal development, they won't talk about Princella. Hey, listen, the only time you know you're doing something is when motherfuckers talk about you. Right? When motherfuckers talk about you. I don't give a fuck what nobody out here saying about me. Say what you will. If you want to use me for content, use me for content, because I know you ain't got no creativity to talk about nothing else. I know you ain't got no creativity to talk about nothing else. Let me give you something else to talk about. Let me give you something else to talk about, right? Let me give you something else to talk about.
Oh my God!
Oh, she got this from Girls Trip. But Tiffany.
That one.
Woo child.
What you mean, woo child?
Well, and you all can tell me what you think about it. And it, because it may be, I don't want to go too deep, but the thing is that someone had mentioned that they're tired of people like sexualizing food. It's like, stop it already.
Well, you talking about the whole, banana deal?
Yeah, I don't believe in playing with my food. Now, I can eat with my hands, so that it can register to my body, but I don't believe in playing with my food. And at this point, I don't want anyone touching my food except for my mother. Yeah, only my mother. Because you know how somebody will slice your stuff and then they'll put their finger on it a little bit or something like that. But for me, I just think it's inappropriate because, for one, some people don't even have food to eat, but you're on here playing with food. And for two,
all the homelessness that's out there.
Well, with eating being a function of human beings, I just feel like, it's a lot of people be like sexualizing food.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, I do. If you gotta do, somebody gotta do it. But if you you gotta do what you have to do. But the thing is that you have to think about those things, because I'm one of those person. I don't believe in playing with food online because I want to be, more of a humanitarian. I don't believe in playing with food online. I don't believe in stuffing food in my mouth online.
You know why she did that? Because she was getting sick. Because she was getting sick and tired of everybody messing with her, right? And she just wanted to prove, like, yo, you still like dick? Oh, like, oh, so is this what we're doing? You can talk about me all you want. You talk about me all. She sliced open that cantaloupe and handled the business. It didn't mean much to me because I'm a man, and men be like, okay, we seen this before. But when it came to a woman, it was like they were all disgusted.
Woo.
It's like, you see how aggressive she is?
And that's one thing. You don't want nobody biting your shit. You know what I mean? And being too hard with it. Because sometimes I've had to stop. I was like, look, you need to chill. You need to chill. You understand? You're biting me up.
Are you saying they might leave stretch marks?
No, they're gonna be. And if you do it too hard, because you think like automatically it would be something you would enjoy, but some people, if they try to do it too hard, it's too much, and it's uncomfortable.
I got you.
You biting me up. You already got.
Don't forget the dirt underneath the fingernails.
Well, some people don't really believe in the fingering, so.
And I want to elevate. I have no shame to say I have bullet holes all over me from the trauma that I've been through in my life, and I accept that. I'm not going to run from it and make it seem like I'm perfect. I never came out here to say I am perfectly healed. I am fine. I never said that. But what I can say is that I had a mirror held to my face during this relationship. And that's one thing that I do appreciate, is that I can go back and apologize to certain people where I've also treated them the way I've been treated. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of treating people the way I was treated in this relationship. And I made some phone calls throughout this relationship, in this encounter that I had, and I apologized to some women and saying, you know what, I was being insensitive, I was being selfish, and I didn't. So I'm grateful for that, because this is called growing and creating self-awareness for myself.
Good for you. I'm really proud of the work that you are doing. Can I ask you, how long was your last relationship before getting into this relationship with Princella?
It was like 3 years.
You went 3 years? Wow.
Well, you said how long my relationship lasted?
No, between relationships. How long?
Between it wasn't that long. I left officially in April. And yeah, I left officially like April. It was like Easter weekend for sure. So 2 weeks before Easter. It was around like April.
So you guys met about 8 months. Y'all started dating about 8-9 months later. You and Princella.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and also in between there, I was talking to somebody in between that time. So I will say I didn't take the time to heal. I jumped from one relationship to, and it's so much easier
That's
to do
typical.
that.
Yeah, we all
With
did
yourself.
that.
Yeah, it's so much easier to, start something new. It's not hard for me to start a relationship. I can easily answer the DMs that's been pouring in, right? But I said, no, I want to sit with this shit. I want to sit with this pain. I want to really feel it, and I want to heal through it. I don't want to go back out in the dating world messed up. I've been jumping, and that's why.
You know, Trish was giving me shit last night.
What? I didn't catch it. For what?
She played this very same thing last night, and it's like I have to explain to her countless times that this is a mere human being, and it's not the fact that she's 32. It's not the fact that she's this glitterous, glamorous person. It's the fact that she held her own mirror up to her face and said, I made a mistake. And yet you gonna still like hit upside the head with a baseball bat? Like, really? Calling her goop? Never mind. I get it. She has an old she old school. I get that. But damn, give her some credit.
Who?
Trish.
Give who some credit?
Give BTaylor some credit that she made a mistake.
No, I'm just saying, we giving her some grace, but I don't know about some credit. Credit for what?
Well, I'm sorry. Now I take that.
Just because she went up against Curly, other than that, she over there.
Right. You said it right. Let me.
Right, because even if it come down to it, you know what side she gonna pick. She gonna be over there with the bougie people.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
I said this is a mirror for me, because I really want to take the time to heal myself, and I don't want to experience anything ever again like this. I don't want to attract anyone like that ever in my life again. which is motivating me to be. If I attracted that, I got a lot of work to do.
Yes, for sure. Now, Princella says that you asked her out, but if I'm not mistaken, wasn't she asking you out on the video where on Daryl Long's video?
Yeah,
even
she asked me
before
out
you.
behind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
she
about to
asked me
say,
out
who
behind
is
the
it?
scenes.
Okay.
That's our first encounter. Now, after me and her did our video, we even joked about getting margaritas because I was like, "Girl, let's go get some margaritas. It's a beautiful day tomorrow. Let's go have fun and come outside and just enjoy nature." That was my intentions of just like getting her off the computer, getting her off her phone, and getting her into some nature and having fun. And let's not talk about social media. Let's talk about real life shit.
Yeah. I want to kind of ask you about the how did you find out what was going on in the book club in terms of your personal information being given to the book club members for review by Princella?
What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about the harassment,
the birth chart,
Yeah, apparently it's been some women that's been really concerned for my safety that were a part of book club. They were concerned because apparently they were witnessing 7-hour-long live streams and discussions about me. Priscilla has given these so-called readers to violate me spiritually by giving out my birth time, where I was born, the time that I was born.
Yeah, that's a violation.
Yes.
She violated universal law to read me. But this is the thing. I had healers protect me and do spiritual protection, so they're not even getting an accurate read.
Hold on. Did she just say she gave out some personal information?
Yeah. However, for me, once, if she also bought her child into it.
Wait, who? They both brought their child into it. I mean, daughter to some. They both brought their child into it, but I'm still stuck on the information. What type of information did she put out there? Phone number, address?
She said her birth. She gave her date, the day she was born, and the time she was born.
Why would anybody do? Wait. Run that back.
Day she was born and time she was born, in order for someone to do a birth chart reading, I guess.
Why the blue fuck would you ask something like that dumb?
Oh man.
Why what type of stupid shit is that? Why in the fuck would you want to put my birth shit out there for? For other people to grab? Wow. Oh, shouts out Lucky Marie. She's on.
You said she live?
Yeah, she's on. She's live right now. But fudge.
Reading on me because of how much spiritual protection is on me, how much my ancestors came through to protect me. And let me tell you, my ancestors don't play about me. The spiritual work that was done, and I saw my ancestors speaking to me and how much they don't play about me. So those who are breaking universal law, like breaking spiritual law and violating me spiritually and giving out, they were doing tarot card readings on me to see what I was doing for the day. Like there's proof that they were like, let's do a tarot card reading to see what BTaylor's doing today. Let's get a psychic to talk about BTaylor. Let's do a reading. It's a Zoom call with 24 people in the Zoom call, listening to this woman talk about my lifeline, talk about my success, talk about what she sees in my future. And it was all vitriol things like she's jealous, she's this horrible person, like just speaking illy of me as a spiritual person. That is a violation. And the fact that they said that Princella nonstop talks about me behind the scenes to these women, where they called me ugly. They said that I was not that cute. They were like, they were just saying things about my kids. And she was sitting back laughing she was sitting back laughing as they were attacking my appearance, my children, my business. You gave out personal, intimate information, as in the time that I was born, to violate my life. It's
that's
sick.
out of order.
Yeah.
It's sick.
We have screenshots where literally, I'm not going to pull them up because again, that would be showing. She literally has on the screen for Zoom, BTaylor's birth natal chart up on the screen. Okay. For these women, these psychics, to read BTaylor like she's saying. Now, I want anybody listening to this to feel, I want to know, how would you feel if an ex-lover of yours, I don't care how angry they are, what you're going through.
But it's just as simple as this, We-On-Loc.
Date of birth, time of birth.
I bet she won't strike her. So it's like
the next time she goes on. Or you mean sue her?
No, I'm saying I bet she won't strike. I was like, if someone uses your likeness, or you feel like they're using you for bullying or harassment, you can strike them. I said after all of this talking, I said I bet she won't strike.
No. Fuck a strike, sue. If that's the case,
that's what I mean. Like all the above.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna see how you rock. We gonna see how you rock, girl. We gonna see how you rock.
Your name, at a behind the scenes book club, and is having psychics read you. Come on. That's not abusive and a violation and a boundary. We've already proven this lady doesn't even know what boundaries are. Based on video proof, I opened this showing this. That's one of the most disturbing things, because I didn't even I haven't spoken to BTaylor TV. This is the first time this baby has spoken to me, is here right now. What happened was she did email me, but what you don't know is BTaylor TV, after I got the proof from you about the Zoom meeting, I got a whole nother email from somebody who used to be in the book club and is like, listen, I want you to know that this lady is back here riling up these people against BTaylor TV, holding whole meetings about her. What kind of energy is that? Go ahead, Erica.
Oh, I think Martin.
Oh, I thought you had something to share.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I just, that part right.
Look, why don't you come up and talk his shit? Come on, don't be a victim, because I already feel that you are a victim. You are a victim because you never even answered my question in the first place. You said that you were loyal to her, but what makes her loyal to you? It goes both ways, sister girl. It goes both ways. Like Emma.
Yeah.
I am loyal to Emma. Emma is loyal to me. We both share information and some other stuff when it comes to this here internet, right? And sometimes she lets me know behind the scenes how my shit stinks. I can take the accountability. I can take the criticism. Can she take criticism? No.
The only time I come at you is if you try to come for me, and that's when I say something about you.
Exactly.
I don't just call you and be like, oh, this and that, But
if I were to say like, sell drugs or something like that, you let me know like, yo, you in the wrong, yo.
I never told you were wrong about anything on your
I'm
show.
giving you. I'm giving examples. Just giving an example.
I'm just letting you know that I wouldn't tell you were wrong because you can't.
But what you see it as wrong if I was smoking crack?
This is your show, We-On-Loc. And I've learned my etiquette since I've been on, YouTube and, having other people, Black African family or other Black people who have let me, they can let me come up and talk.
Well, Umar let me do it. No.
Well, we don't want to judge. Because, where there's a will, there's a way.
That part right there, I just want to y'all to hear that.
Why is my shit so low?
And this is all before you did your video?
This was after. Before, I don't know what she was doing, but people were just saying that she was saying things about me even before, behind my back. So, I didn't know about those things until after.
Man, I don't like sleeping.
Your birth time and location too.
Wait, you're a what?
I said I don't. Please. Yeah, I don't like. It's I'm loyalty, and this is what gets me. Now people don't know what they're typing. I'm loyalty to Saturn. I'm a man. A lot of money. Finance the Queen Maker. Family. I don't like sleeping on that. It's got to be a little rough, for me to sleep on it. So
I'm loyal to Saturn too. Whatever, y'all must be Generation Z's. Y'all must be Generation Z's coming out with that. The devil rules this earth. He is God. God, your will pay the price. So you're a Satan worshiper. Oh, that's nice.
Sir,
I'm not.
I mean, and this is my thing. Like, I don't know why people can't just come support your show because clearly, God is winning because I'm up here supporting. And she
Did they support
you're talking about trying to get some shock value. Is that what they call it?
Did they support Jesus when he was getting crucified?
His mother was trying to support him, but she was nothing she could do because he said before he was gonna get crucified, and someone quoted the other night, he said, "You don't take my life, I lay my life down." Amen.
Amen. Amen.
You're not taking my life. I'm laying my life down. I already knew what I had to do.
Right.
But
boom. There's one.
Everyone else.
I have not asked no psychics about her. I haven't done tarot cards. I really don't care. I just was moving on. That's why I've been silent because I realized that once I click off of line, I have real life. I have friends. I have family. I have people that love and care about me. I have a lot of things to be excited about in the real world. And I'm excited about my healing journey because I'm taking it serious this time. And I want to leave all of this behind. Like, this was just an experience I had to go through, and I want to move forward. I don't talk about this woman. Nobody wants to talk about her. They just say, you escaped the cult. Let's move forward. I have the support of my coworkers. I have the support of my family and friends. I am very well loved, and I'm very spiritually protected. So for those who are trying to read my energy, you're not going to get an accurate reading. You're not going to get an accurate tarot card pull because I have had several strong healers. Let me tell you, do some protection work on me, baby, because it's a spiritual warfare. This is spiritual warfare. I think a lot of people don't understand that these people are trying to speak illy against my life.
Yes,
my life. Yeah.
And we're coming against it. Now, T. Sinclair has put up some information here for you. Get you a mirror, break it, or in a jar with your urine, seal it with black candle. There's all sorts of things. One of the things I like to do is, I'll write the person's name down on paper. You can get a yellow legal pad, write it in red if you'd like.
Yeah, we gotta find something to do. Gotta find something to do because this, I don't see how this is.
What do you mean?
Well, because they got this tying stuff up with urine, and it's like, ma'am, it's not enough time in a day at this point.
No. Let me explain.
No, because the thing
There's
is,
a person in my family.
Because we talk about, you know what? I am so tired of people trying to turn our works and wonders and signs and symbols and our research and history into death and destruction. Because how did she think people's going to have?
You know what voodoo is?
Yes.
Okay. When a lot of people practice voodoo and Hinduism, right?
But everybody's busy. We got Mother's Day tomorrow. And I'm sure in African culture, we have every day is Mother's Day in African culture. And that's why I'm surprised that all this shucking and jiving is going on. But let's get back to the relationships. Yeah.
I get you.
And they don't need to be telling BTaylor to do all this extra stuff when BTaylor's already busy enough.
It don't take that long.
You gotta be doing all that. They don't need to be telling her to be doing that.
You ain't talking. Come on now, you ain't talking.
You know they do not need to be telling BTaylor to write people's names down, tie stuff up, and all this other stuff.
They could do worse things than that. I'm just letting you know.
It's not her kids to worry about. Nowhere in the world they think she's gonna have time to be doing all that.
I get you, sis. I get you.
But we gotta talk BTaylor off the ledge, because they're not gonna be having her doing all this extra stuff when she got to do all this important stuff like her journal. You know what I mean? All that important stuff that she does. Yeah, that's all.
You can do all sorts of things. There's all sorts of things you can do to break somebody's spell. Remember, it's your energy and intention. You can use anything in your house. If you say, this is my intention to use this energy to do so, okay? I'm using these elements, right? So the fire, I would write their name, burn it, put it down. My best friend, he said he was Jamaican. He used to get 2 red bricks and write the person's name and get a dog to shit on it. Put it between 2 red bricks. Wow. There's all sorts of things you can do because it's the earth. It's taking the dung. You feel what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of on your side on this one.
I am. I know I'm right. Show you're right. Say it loud.
Don't play.
I
got video of the candle work. I got all of that of what was really going on spiritually. There, sex magic. Okay, y'all don't get when I talked about the pornography. That was sex magic. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't talk about the spiritual aspect because people are not gonna get it. Okay,
we getting it over here, baby. We getting it over here.
We get it over here.
We get it over here.
The woman that I went off on, I was listening to the meeting and she said, so you didn't do sex magic with me? You didn't have sex with me in the ether world without my permission? And Priscilla was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. She was like, Priscilla, like in the Zoom call. They had a Zoom call together. It was just them. And something happened and Priscilla played like nothing happened. And the woman go, oh, okay, so nothing happened. Okay, I'm making this up. So now that I know who she really is, I now look back at that and say, maybe that woman wasn't as crazy as Priscilla tried to make her be. Because sex magic is real. Those performances she was doing on TikTok,
yes, ma'am,
that is a form of sex magic.
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you, she knows very well because I even asked her. I was receiving an abundance of energy. I got a pay raise. I had a lot of good things happening to me. And when I was on the phone with Pete, she saw these good things happening. She started to try to seduce me. And I was like, girl, you trying to steal my, I had jokingly, but kind of like, let me see what she say. I said, not you trying to siphon my energy through sex magic. And she was laughing like she didn't deny it. This is when
Can
I
I
tell
ask
you it's
you
a
something,
spiritual
BTaylor?
thing.
Hold on. Who's talking? Let me be. You about to talk, right, Erica? Who just said, "Can I
Yeah,
ask
I was.
you, Taylor?"
I was.
Okay.
That was me. That was
Okay.
me.
Let me mute myself. Boom.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you, while you all were in relationships, did you begin to study any of her curriculum?
No. I never bought her book, and she knows that. I didn't look at her past stuff. For me, I wanted to know who she was without other people trying to judge. Now, I did have people reach out to me trying to warn me about her past, and they're like, "You need to be careful," and I'm like, "It's fine." I just put my full trust into this, hopping forward into this situation. So I didn't really look up her studies. That's why when she talked about boy moms for the first time, and she talked about women having abortions, and they need to have selective abortions, I was shocked because I was like, some woman was like, "Yeah, I've had this many abortions because I had boys," and I was like, P doesn't believe in that, and everybody was like, "Girl, you don't know who you who you involved with," because I was like, she's not like that.
I rebuke you in the name. I rebuke you in the name
Said
of Jesus.
so.
What'd you say?
Said so. That's something they say in church.
And when we got off the live, and I talked to her, she goes, "No, I do believe in selective breeding, and I do think that women should selectively breed." And I was like, "That's not right. I have sons, and I felt my son's soul inside of me, and souls are real." And she started talking about she don't believe in souls in the womb, and that's one of the arguments we
I know my Redeemer live. I think we ought to come. I think we ought to get us some church up in here.
got into it because I was like, "No, you can't do that to babies." Like that, and we just had two different ideologies on things, and um, she wasn't gonna change the way I look at my sons, but I wanted to learn because I didn't want my sons to grow up to hurt women. So I'm like, what can I do on this side of the spectrum, like this side of the group, where they can be respectable, high thinking men. Like, what can I do? What can me and their fathers do? Because I co-parent very well with my children's father. So what can we do to, like, like, better them and make
Yeah.
sure they're.
Well, I have two. I have two sons. They're teenagers, though. I understand your sons are under 10, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So my thing when it comes to sons and understanding how they'll grow up, I think one thing, and it's something that you might come to an awareness later. I don't agree with that selective breeding foolishness. I don't agree with that at all. But one thing you'll have to come to reconcile is that after your influence, your sons will start to be influenced by their peers and culture and
Hmm.
society,
Mm.
the things outside of what you're able to provide for them.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to reconcile that there might, and we don't want that, right? Because I preach to my sons all of the time about how to show up with their friends, not just with girls growing into women, but with their friends, because everybody.
Oh, did you know that Princella has an issue with women having male children? Did you know about that? You're on mute. Emma. She probably doing something.
Everybody should be treated the same. So one thing you want to teach them is not to look at women as transactional, girls to women, transactional relationships,
Hmm.
right? So
Okay.
they'll understand how to show up, that they're not trying to get something out of another person because because you might have experience. I know I have.
Yeah, I'm back.
Women may have experience. The type of relationships they have with men are trends.
Did you know that Princella has an issue with single mothers having boys for children?
We've heard this before, because people were saying the same thing about Cynthia G. So I'm like, I mean, that's her opinion.
I don't think I will give.
I don't know what else. I believe that's involving medical procedure, and so I really can't, take someone's full advice on anything medical if they're not a medical doctor. I have to be honest. I think she's just, putting it out there what she may be thinking about it. I don't know if she's having any more. What? I don't know.
No. What it is she has an issue, mind you, that if you have a boy for a child, if you have, let's just say, I have a daughter and I have a son. You look at my son and you're going to tell me that my son is going to be a reject. He's going to be a worthless person, a reject.
Because you gotta look at it. I mean, I know she talks a lot about.
Do you find how serious that sounds?
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that she's not a medical doctor, so that's her opinion. I mean, I don't know what you would call that, because because you know why I know, because I feel like
that wouldn't offend you.
No, I've already done what I needed to do. She not stopping me from doing what I needed to do. I'm already been there and done that, But the thing is that it is a harsh thing to say, coming from where I'm coming from, because it's not something you've heard a lot where people say, but I've heard talk like that, so, but for me, speaking for myself, I'm just saying that Princella has so much more life ahead to live. I was like, if she were to,
they both do, because
and BTaylor too. So it's like,
Princella's only 38. She's only 38 years old, and BTaylor's only 32. They both have a life to live, but one's living it recklessly, in my opinion, and the other one is just hope. We all hope is trying to put this shit behind her.
And that's another thing about, because I don't know what the standards and requirements are now. And that's another thing about being a doctor. Things change, and that same thing that we're saying now. And thanks for working with me, We-On-Loc. But the things we're saying now, we might be more thorough, and more precise, or even moved on to higher heights, before before we expire. We're going to learn so much more, so I look forward to that. So I know it, but this is what it looks like in between that time. For me, I just say, on subjects like that, because it is a serious matter, that can be something she can say, but I would just tell people to kind of stay in their lane too, because when you're talking about stuff that's medical, you need to be talking to a medical doctor, not just people what they're saying on YouTube and this and that. You know what I mean? So
I get it.
Yeah,
I get that.
Right. You can't just be having people like, this or that, and you need to be doing.
I was talking more on the aspects of a relationship theme, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're in a relationship with me, and you talking shit about my child, the first thing smoking is the door behind, and hopefully it don't hit your ass on the way out. Well, I'm gonna make sure it hits your ass on the way out.
Well, that's how it is kind of when you're a single mother, because I've had a journey, and so that's how it is because everybody's not going to accept your kids, and that's how, and as we can see, this is how easy, and I think there was like different rap songs and stuff about that, like all it takes, like Pop said, you get somebody mad. Now me, I never let it go that far, but nobody, and I understand what people try to tell us, women, it gets tough. But the more that we are aware that these things could come up, because I feel like, people are not going to accept your kids like that all the time, or it's going to be, everybody's not mature enough. And that's why I said, it's something that requires a lot of a lot of work and time, and you have to be genuine, so, and those things have to be discussed, and like you said, when you spend most of the time arguing, you really not, what I mean, getting to the point where you're going to, and yeah, so it's hard for the kids because we know the psychology and the things that we went through as Black people. So when it comes to Black children, there could be what they call it, disdain, and I'll make sure I look into that word, but and it's disdain, and that's why I'm glad that in the champions we always pray against backlash, retaliation, and I'm glad you bringing this to the front, because that goes for within families, and especially when we looking at these kids, because we don't want them to go through what we had to go through. And not saying our life was bad, but we wanted to take it, we want to go higher. We may as well, or we could just go everywhere. But the thing is that we definitely want to, have,
we're not going to take responsibility for
class. We want to have like
class is
what I mean? We want to stand in our true culture and our true nature, and that's
what I don't think she said. I don't think she's in her true nature. True nature, you don't put a microphone and make it a dick.
They don't deserve to be in this. So I said, children, they don't deserve to be pulled into what her and
But she pulls them into it. You were up. As a matter of fact, you were up on the panel. Remember, you were up on the panel that one time when she put her kid, like she was eating something, some crab legs or something, and her kid was all up in the camera.
See, and that's what I was going to tell you with my knowledge, that, and you read my mind, because I said, I know it's hard to keep it under wraps sometimes at first. It's not like you're sneaking, but this is what I learned from the elders too. And you might remember hearing this coming up, like, before you get, serious with someone, you might have to kind of keep it under wraps a little bit. Just so that you can decide whether you want to bring them around your kids and stuff like that.
No. The only time I'm bringing anyone around my children, I have to get to know you. Like,
but it's tough when you really, like someone, but you have the kids and stuff. So, and it's also tough because, you got costs, you got, you be like, oh, you come to my place, or you could get a babysitter too. Now you could get
or you could just give them to the father.
You just send them. When the dad comes and picks them up, that's when you spring into action. You know what I mean? And I know it's like you want to share everything, all your happiness with your kids and stuff, but you're really doing it for their happiness if you can do that. Like you can still, be friendly and stuff, but like the other stuff, like you said, ask their dad to come pick them up, get a babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
All right. Play the rest of this.
Right? And that's learned. That's something that's learned. You'll also have to reconcile that your precious little boys may grow up and reject all of you.
Welcome to the We-On-Loc Nation show. Who is there?
Hello, it's Victory XR. I was in chat. Thanks for having me.
Hey.
How did you find Prince? How did you find Princella?
So I actually found her like a year and a half ago. I tend to watch a lot of things that are educational, and like Princella's channel, like it happened to come upon my algorithm of things that are like documentaries and just informational shit. And like I'm just gonna be very clear here. I have been hurt by many people, not just males but females as well. So her initial message, it kind of it hooked me. I'm just gonna be like completely candid about it. It hooked me because it provided an explanation for a lot of the things that have happened to me that I could not understand. But as I continued to watch her content, as she continued to devolve, I started to see her saying things and then taking the complete opposite action. And I'm the kind of person that, like, once you say something and you do the complete opposite once, I'm going to take note of it. But if it's a consistent pattern, which it is with Princella, like now I'm just like, fuck this shit. And it really came to a crossroads for me, with regards to the way she treats her audience and the way, in my personal opinion, she exploits their pain. I felt through watching that my pain was being exploited, right? Like I luckily was not one of the people that gave her money for anything, thank God, but I did give her a lot of my time, and I feel like that time was
You didn't get her books. You didn't get that whack ass book that she got.
Nope,
Her third one. Huh?
I did not. I wanted to, but there was something inside of me, like I don't know, like maybe it was just my intuition or whatever that said, "Don't give this woman money just yet." There's this, like, what she's saying is good. Just keep it to watching the YouTube videos. Don't give her any money. And this was before I saw her like double speak and her hypocrisy. There was just something inside of me that said, just hold your horses. And I'm glad that I did, because, you know, shortly after I saw, I was like, oh no, she's full of shit. She's lying. She's exploiting. She's using people's pain to like take their money. And I am not about that. Anyone that uses someone's pain to take from them either their resources or their time or whatever the fuck, like they could eat 1,000 dicks. I literally don't care. So ever since
dicks, god damn.
yeah, seriously. So like ever since I came to that conclusion, I've been very like hardcore on like exposing her. And I was the only one for a long time who was like exposing her. The the only other person that I had found at that time, like maybe a year ago, was Taz Exclusives, who was like, this bitch is crazy, this bitch is lying, this bitch is like full of shit. Yeah.
Taz Exclusive.
I love Taz. Yeah, I don't agree with everything he says, but that's okay. I like the fact that I disagree with him, because he gives me a different perspective on things, but that's a conversation for another time. But yeah, like that, like I'm just happy that people are finally seeing what I saw, and that a lot of women are being like, no, you're lying, you're full of shit, you're exploiting me, fuck you, you're literally acting like the guys that you're speaking against. And this whole thing with BTaylor, for me, like, it has been so, it's been, I want to use the term healing in a way, because it's proving to me that I am getting better with my discernment. It's proving to me that I'm not crazy. It's proving to me that I'm actually getting better at detecting abuse before it gets too far. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm here on like a lot of channels that are exposing her, because I want to support all of the people that are exposing her, because these women, such as myself, we're fucking hurt, man. And the last thing that we need is people continuing to hurt us and continuing to exploit us, right? We actually need people that are going to support us, right? Or at the very least, not exploit us. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Thank you for listening.
Not a problem.
Okay, well, comment. So
let me ask this question. Who do you think is the more the aggressor in the relationship, Princella or BTaylor?
Oh, absolutely, Princella. Absolutely. And the reason why I say this, it's not due to he said, she said, right? It's not based upon the videos that are being kind of lobbed back and forth. It's actually based upon my own observation. There was this one live, which Princella has taken offline, but I actually caught it when it was actually live. It was when her and BTaylor were on a road trip, and BTaylor needed to use the restroom, and she's like, I feel comfortable going into the Chick-fil-A restroom because I know it's clean and I know it's safe. And then Princella was like, no, we're not going to stop in Chick-fil-A. We're going to stop when I want to stop, and we're going to stop at the gas station. And B was very like, I'm uncomfortable going into a gas station where there's a lot of men that go in there. I'd rather go into the female Chick-fil-A restroom where I know it's clean and I know I'll be safe. And Princella was like, nope. And then this entire conversation transpired in the car where like Princella was telling this story and she was verbally abusing BTaylor. She was verbally berating BTaylor, like making fun of her for wanting to pee in a safe environment. I'm sorry, but when you are in the bathroom, when you're peeing or when you're pooping or when you're showering, that is an
I'm not going to no gas station.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to a freaking gas station where it's unsanitary.
Thank you. And Princella was berating BTaylor. When I say that Princella was being horrible and mean and making fun of her for having normal needs, this was not something out of the blue. It's not like she's like, oh, I need to take a piss in a golden toilet. That's not what she fucking said, okay? She just is the most reasonable request. And Princella was laying it on her as if she had asked for the world. And it was at that moment when I saw the abuse and I was like, fuck you. That's why I know for a fact Princella is the aggressor, because I saw it with my own fucking eyes. And she took it down. She took it down because she knows that she was fucking wrong. Fucking Princella knows what she's doing. She's not dumb. She's a sociopath. She knows what the fuck she's doing. But the thing is that she thinks that everyone that views her, everyone that watches her videos, she thinks that they're all dumber than she is, but that's not fucking the case. There is definitely a lot of people that are dumber than she is, and I will definitely admit to that. But a lot of us, the moment we saw this abuse, we're like, no, sis, this is not it. We are not here for this. So yeah.
Did you have a question to ask her, Emma?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and in situations like that, I would take, the time I spent, because I know you said you spent some time there. I would just try to take, whatever good part of that out of it, and she served her purpose, and just move on. Because watching those, I've never watched those tapes. That I heard about them that you were talking about, but it's like, you have to, she's supposed to be doing motivational content. Next thing you know, I guess it is a kind about relationships, but next thing you know, they're over there making videos about when they're, their relationship. But so you just try to take the good part out of it. Cause she seems like a pretty smart person, but, and just try to move forward if you can.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely the way I'm taking it. But I definitely feel like again, as someone who's been through a lot, I feel like it's important for other people to understand the patterns of abuse, right? And that's a big reason why I'm supporting all of the creators that are exposing her, because this is line by line narcissistic abuse. There's another YouTube creator, her name is Dr. Ramani, and she does videos on narcissistic abuse and all of the tactics, and I watch it. And this is like line by line by line, A through Z, exactly the narc textbook, right? And I just I don't know,
Yeah.
like maybe I'm wrong and I will fully
Mm-mm.
take ownership, but I do feel that more people need to understand the way narcissistic abuse and sociopathic abuse functions, so that they not only get saved from being the attacked party by the narcissist or sociopath, but also that they could stop themselves from being a flying monkey, because a flying monkey is a real thing. Being a flying monkey for these abusers is just as bad as being abused. And it is, and
Now,
it
I'm kind of on the outside looking in, because I will admit that when the tea started spilling again, I resubscribed. Okay. But so
Now I know where you're.
I missed
Wait,
a lot on Princilla's channel.
did I not? I think I seen you before. Weren't you in Lotus Flowers?
Yes.
That was you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in Lotus's a lot. I love Lotus. She's such a sweet human being. I'm so glad that I found her through like this whole Princella debacle, because she's a real one. She's a sweet person. She takes accountability. She's a kind-hearted human being. I've subscribed to her. I'm fully supporting her in all of her endeavors. She is the kind of person that I like to have in my circle.
Yeah, she's a cool individual. I mean, I got to get to know her more because I only known her for like a day or so. But uh, other than the Umar insults, I had to, like I said, I have to get to know her, study her a little bit more, and then we'll work it from there. But with this woman, yeah, a long time ago, I had did my own commentary about Princella, right? And this woman is very persistent when it comes to sexuality. She's predictable. She is predictable with everything else. However, it's if she were to come out and say, "I'm a very sexual deviant person and I love females and da 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 whoopie whoopie woo," we would have been like, okay, we get it. But now it's like all the confusion going on. You know what I mean? You're still married. You're still married, even though you filed for divorce. You're still married. You got side chicks, and you're trying to hem up BTaylor at the same time.
Yep.
Trying to make that make sense to me. And it was kind of funny because when I did a live a long time ago with both BTaylor and Princella both up on my panel, she kind of took offense when I said, I forgot what I said verbatim because this was back in July, August or whatever. I said BTaylor needs protection. And she looked at me with a evil face like, "You don't need no protection from you. I'm her protection." La, la, la. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool, whatever. And then, of course, I came out and I felt her energy. As I continued to feel her energy, it's like, nah, something ain't right. So I publicly came out with a BTaylor, you need to be careful video. And I didn't expect everybody to come up all at once, but by the time it was said and done, I had at least 186 people. Now I'm a small YouTuber, and when you have 186 people in your chat, it's a problem. It's a freaking problem. So I felt bad because it turned in from a BTaylor conversation to a Princella conversation. And my ultimate goal was to say that, yo, sis, slow down, think a minute, you might want to take a step back and feel her energy a little bit. But as the time went on, I said, you gotta let baby girl live. You gotta let her live. You gotta let her live life lessons. Maybe she'll come to her senses then. What's happening right now?
Yep.
What is happening now? This is not a gotcha moment because I made mistakes, right? So I would say to her, like, well, take some time to heal up, because me and her talk not frequently, but behind the scenes. She said she doesn't want to deal with this shit anymore. She said she just want to leave all this shit behind. But every time something comes up, Princella, runs her mouth. And oh yeah, did Princella really? What does she do in the car? Did she say did BTaylor said she was gonna beat her ass in the car?
She didn't say that on the live. I know that that's something that has, been like said like way after the fact. But I don't know. Like, considering
I mean, it came from her. It came from Princella that she said.
Okay. Yeah, if it came from Princella, I would frankly at this point, considering Princella's previous actions and current actions, I would not believe it. I would just call it a bold-faced lie. Again, I have no proof of this. The only thing that I have, going for this is just like the fact that Princella has been lying and has lied in the past and is currently lying about a lot of things. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a straight up lie, because during that live, like BTaylor was just, she was a combination of being very sweet, very acquiescent, but also very like small. Like, she made herself very small during that conversation. So if Princella is not lying about this, if BTaylor did say that, it would be less of an aggression and more of a a self defense, if you were anyone else that I did not care about, I would have socked you in your mouth, right? Like, not a threat, more like, you're lucky I love you because that was fucked up and I let it slide type of thing. That's, if that was true, that's what I would kind of gear it towards.
But nevertheless, Princella was more the aggressor. I could see it.
Oh, absolutely. She was so mean to that poor woman. I was disgusted. Like, the only reason why I even went through the entire live was because I was busy. I was cleaning and I was listening to it on my headphones, and like my computer was all the way in the other room. So like it was just on. But yeah, she was so fucking mean. And the worst part about it was that Princella thought that she ate. Like, she literally unironically thought that like what she was doing was right and good and like a good thing to show people. Which, you know what, to be valid, I am glad that she did show her ass in that way, because like
she showed more than I asked. But go ahead.
Yeah, yes, yes. Those greased up titties. Don't get me started. But
already seen it.
I mean, whatever. Look, apparently, rumor has it that she paid for them. Like, she has breast implants. Which, you know what, sis? You paid for them. Like, go off. But at the same time, do not be a fucking cunt to your girlfriend and the people that are literally paying your bills. Okay, like, just keep it 100.
Not the C word. Question.
Sorry.
Would you let Princella stick her fingers in your fruit?
Oh, absolutely not. Never. Ill. Disgusting. Absolutely not.
The way that she did in that video.
Absolutely not. No. Like, no. Sexual aggression, I do not stand for. Right? Like, And that's another reason why I also do not like pornography, because pornography is just so aggressive. I don't know what it is about like pornography, like over the last like decade or 2 decades, like it has become something, it's become like a power struggle between like one party and another, and it's nasty. And the fact that she would treat, you know, the fruit that way, simulating the way she would treat an actual woman versus the way that she simulated the way she would treat a penis with her microphone. I don't know, I think you might have seen that if you watch Lotus.
I used to be a member.
Okay.
I've seen it all.
Yeah. So like if you see the dichotomy between those two acts, you could tell where her heart really fucking lies.
I hope her kid was in bed.
Considering the way I've seen her child on lives, I would not be surprised if she was not. And also, something that rang an alarm for me was during another live, when she was like packing books or unpacking books, whatever, like the books came in and she was sending out. She said something to the effect of, "Oh, like this girl is causing like a mess all over my apartment just the other day, like she like totally wrecked the kitchen," something like that. And in my head I'm thinking, children don't normally cause that kind of a mess or that kind of a ruckus unless there was something wrong and that they're literally screaming for some kind of attention.
You're right. Absolutely right. Speaking of aggression, don't you mean this type of aggression?
Trouble. I was finna leave y'all to y'all own devices. I was just gonna let y'all figure this shit out on your own, and I was just gonna let you suffer. I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna let y'all ass suffer. And I was gonna sit back with my popcorn and watch your ass suffer. Princella, help us. What do we do next? I don't know. Call Tyrone. Call Tyrone and tell him to tell that dude that you kicked out the house to come back. Because clearly y'all ass need a Dusty to save you, because nothing that I'm saying is working for you. Not a goddamn thing.
That aggression?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. See how she's so mean and evil and just mean-spirited to women versus the way she talks to a self-proclaimed rapist like Charleston White. Remember how nice she was to Charleston? How sweet she was? She's all buddy. She was like, yeah, no, this is my boy Charleston White, blah, 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 blah. Partying with him, brought her fucking daughter to meet a rapist. What in the hell?
Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, hold up, wait a minute. Time out. Charleston White's a rapist?
Oh, dude, he admitted to raping white women. Yeah, he admitted to it on camera several times. He said that he raped white women, that he drugged white women and ran trains on them without their consent. He said that multiple times. He laughs about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She made video. The only reason I even know who Charleston White is because Princella made videos about him and commented on his videos talking about like how like on Fresh and Fit, like bragging about how like he would put like crack or something inside of white women's cigarettes. And then like when she would smoke it and like they would whatever white woman wanted to have sex with one of his like male friends, like they would drug her, put whatever the fuck in her cigarettes, she would smoke it, get fucked up, and while she was having sex with the person she had consented to, then all these other dudes would come in and fuck her.
So why is this dude not in jail? Why is this dude not in prison?
I have no idea. But what I will say is I've been raped before, and I have reported it to the police several times, and unless there's like video evidence or whatever, like the police aren't going to do anything. They're just going to be like, oh, there's not enough evidence, it's he said she said, we're just not even going to take the case. So there's a high possibility that it was reported.
Even if someone were to admit to it, that's not enough.
Well, remember, there's a statute of limitations.
Right, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been through this myself, so I'm very well aware. I know all of the fucking. I know what it is like to go to the police, have to deal with this, and have the fucking like DA call me on the phone and be like, "Yeah, there's not enough evidence," even though I handed them evidence. Like I handed them like my soiled underwear with his, you know, semen on it and all of these other things. I'm like, here is actual DNA proof, and they're like, "Yeah, that's not enough."
Wow. Emma? I was let it play because I was doing something.
And so y'all needed me to go on vacation. You did. Okay. You did. And luckily for you that the vacation went extraordinarily well. I am fully recharged. I feel so much better. And now I realize that every quarter I need to get the hell away from y'all. Don't take it personally, but y'all will drive a motherfucker to drink. You will. You will. And some in my spirit won't let me just let y'all suffer.
Damn.
Something in my soul won't just let me let you suffer. So I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break from y'all ass. Guess what I came back to though? Guess what I came back to? Woo! Dang! Look what I came back to. Remember I told y'all I was gonna write the book Art of Finesse?
That ain't nothing but a book of tweets.
Expand it and make it comprehensive, because I'm tired of y'all going out here and getting your head knocked off by men. Princella. When I think about it, you know, I would choose a bear over a man. I just
What? Explain to what was that? What was that? Choose a bear over a man? What does that mean?
Oh, you have, so you don't know of the meme that has been going on?
I don't do generational memes.
Okay.
I don't even know my generational meme.
Okay. So there's this meme that's been going around the internet. It's been hot as fuck, and it's been like, oh, women, what would you choose? Would you rather be alone in the woods with a bear or alone in the woods with a man? And the vast majority of women have been saying bear. And the reason being is the bears aren't going to rape them, right? The bears will kill them, but a man could kill them too. But the bear's not going to rape them, but a man will rape and kill them, right? That's the idea. And to be fair, I as a woman who's been raped and beaten by a man, like I would rather be killed by a bear than be raped again. Like, let's just keep it 100, right? Because like carrying the scars of being violated in that way it's too heavy. It's too heavy. And I've attempted suicide multiple times myself, and I'm still technically suicidal. And I would rather have a bear put me out of my misery than be raped again. So that's
How about just go like camping, I guess, by yourself. Enjoy nature.
I mean, yeah. And that's the other thing too, is that I watch a lot of like Japanese YouTubers that they do like live stream stuff where they just go out and do stuff. And like there's this one Japanese dude that he went out into the Japanese forest, and he, again, this was live, and he was just kind of like chilling, hanging out, whatever, just speaking into the camera, and a whole ass bear walks up to the campsite and the guy's there, and the guy just kind of stands still. He's talking into the camera like quietly, but he's just standing very still. And then the bear, he literally just takes like a couple bags of chips and like a bag or a box of like tissue paper. The bear takes the tissue. I don't know why, but like I'm watching this shit live, and this Japanese dude is like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared, I'm so scared," and the bear just grabs food and dips.
Like, peace.
Like it was
See,
it was weird.
it reminds me of Martin and Brum Man from the Fifth Floor. I don't know if you're a Martin fan, but Brum Man used to come down and just take anything he want from the refrigerator.
Yes.
From our refrigerator. And
Yes.
like, hold on, you ain't knocked on the door, you ain't said hi, you can't borrow nothing. You just gonna take shit out the refrigerator. So that
Yes.
that bear kind of remind me of Brum Man.
The bear pulled a whole ass Brahman. A whole ass Brahman.
A whole ass Brum.
And the Japanese dude was just standing there. He was just there like, ugh. And the bear was just there. The bear didn't even pay the dude any mind. The bear was just like, I'm hungry. What are these things here? This smells like it could be tasty, and just takes it. Like, doesn't even notice the person. Literally didn't give a fuck.
Wow. Well, I am sorry that you had to deal with all that. I pretty much never had anyone in my family deal with that situation, even though my oldest sister from my wife's side had to off somebody last year, and she did not catch a charge. So, but she had to basically had to save herself. And most of my families carry the muzzles, if you know what I mean. Muzzles with the extra clips, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's wild. It's wild out here. I mean, domestic violence, drugs. Emma!
Hey.
I need you, my dear. I gotta go to the restroom. Go ahead and handle this for me, will you? While I go to the restroom, please. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, so like We-On-Loc was saying, sorry you had to put up with all that, but you said you was over there for 2 years at Princella's.
Yeah, well, more like a year and a half, because I stopped. Well, actually, maybe like a little less than a year and a half, because I stopped like mid last year, because that's when she really started. That's when she started getting comfortable, and when she started to get a lot of followers, when she really started making money. And then that's when she started to just kind of be her whole self and started to really like show who she is, instead of like whatever person she was pretending to be before. And then she started to say things and then do things that were the opposite. And like when you see someone do something and then say the opposite, that becomes very difficult to like come to terms with, right? It's hard to rationalize that kind of hypocrisy and that kind of doublespeak. And I just couldn't anymore. And frankly, like I will say, I do have to thank Princella, because Princella was actually the first person in my entire life. I'm 38 years old, and perhaps this is, something I should not be proud of, but this is the first person that I came to the realization that was abusive before it got to the point where I actually had a massive loss. Because like I said, I never paid her. I considered it, but I never actually gave her any of my money, only my time and views. But like, I was definitely like thinking about it, because I am the kind of person, I like to support people. If I like your content, I want to throw money to you when I have it. That is who I am. But something about it just said no. And then when I started to see, oh no, she's really abusive, then I really pulled back. And I'm like, no, women who need this money, women who are in a bad marriage or in a bad relationship or just in a bad situation in general, non-relationally, like they should not be giving this woman money. Right.
Lisa, hey. Yeah, no. So that's what that's the kind of like the angle you're coming from. Like you've been there and done that, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm starting to recognize the patterns, and
Yeah, I
that's
ain't mean
it's
to
really
cut your
important.
wisdom. But Lisa had said hi to us. But yeah, the yeah, people change. You know what I mean? And as much as we want to, like you said, support at a certain point, everyone has their, I guess, what limits or boundaries, or what word would you use for it? Because, like you said, it's important.
Yeah, I would definitely use the term boundaries for sure. Like especially within this context. I think that a lot of the people that are still following her even after all of this has been exposed, I feel like they suffer from a lack of boundaries, and they suffer from a lack of discernment. And discernment isn't something that you're just necessarily born with. Discernment is something that you must learn through time and through experience, right? And a lot of
Right.
people, they have not taken the time to comb through their bad experiences to be able to take those lessons out of those experiences. Me, like I said in the chat a little while ago, I've been single and celibate for 5 years, and
Mm-hmm.
I have been really like I have been analyzing like by the minutia of every little fucked up thing that has happened to me by men and women, and I'm drawing all of these lessons, and I'm starting to see all of the patterns and connecting all of the dots, right? And like that's like in order to be able to have that discernment, you have to be able to take a look back and be able to really analyze it, but in a non-judgmental way, especially for yourself. Because it took me a lot of like healing to be able
Mm-hmm.
to look at my mistakes and look at all of the fucked up things that I did, even if it wasn't necessarily something immoral, right? Like I've never done something mean or fucked up to someone intentionally. But I have definitely done a lot of things that are highly flawed and incorrect in my life. And you really need to look at yourself again non-judgmentally. Do not judge yourself for the mistakes that you've made, but definitely look at them and understand what the mistakes are and
Mm-hmm.
what led you to those mistakes. What mentality did you have at the time? What were your
Mm-hmm.
beliefs at the time? What were your goals at the time as well? Because all of those things culminate into making whatever decision you made at the time. And that's very important to spot, because then if you come at another crossroads where a similar decision needs to be made,
Mm-hmm.
you have the data based upon your past experiences to make a different one. And making a different choice doesn't always necessarily mean you're making the right choice. I want to be clear here,
Mm-hmm.
right? It just means that you have learned from your past and you're taking a different road. And if you make another mistake, well, then that's another mistake that you must analyze in order to find the correct road.
Now, really fast, this might be a repeating question, but I think this could help someone. How long, you know, how long, I'll say maybe you, if you didn't mind, like how long um does someone take, to comb through situations that have happened in the past, or what kind of, maybe I will ask what kind of strategies, people can use to kind of comb through it, because
You mean
be
you
like,
mean
get
like
over it already. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I know exactly what you mean. So time wise, that is based upon the individual, right?
mhm,
Like every single thing that has happened to me, it's taken me different time periods to kind of discern the lessons from those, right? So like I cannot speak to a time because that is all on your own time, because I don't
mhm,
want to say, I don't want to give a time period because someone might take a little longer, and I would never want somebody to feel like they are, less than, or like they're not doing the work in the right way, which is taking them quote unquote longer or whatever. Like that's not, because it's a very personal deep thing. But something that I do feel is universal is you really do need to speak your truth, whether you want to do it to like speak that truth to a therapist or whatever. You have to talk about it. You need to actually say the words, because there's magic in hearing the words come out of your mouth. There's magic in that. It's one thing to think about it, but when you speak the words out loud, there's just something about the vibration of the sound, just something that really just kind of like sticks in you. It really, really just kind of, it elucidates a lot of things just from saying it out loud. So I think that's really important. And I do think that therapy, definitely a great way to go. Something that I personally did, and I do not suggest this. This is not something that like I'm advocating for everyone to do. But I personally, I took psychedelics because I find that psychedelics, and I only took them in a therapeutic method, by the way. Like I don't take like drugs to party. Like that's not it. Like I literally took these psychedelics with a purpose. And I was like, okay, this is the issue that I am struggling with right now. I'm sorry?
No, because
okay,
I think it had got, you know, when you said you took psychedelics, I was like, now you had me at first. I was like, wow, powerful. And then you said you took psychedelics. I'm like,
right. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm
this
saying.
Is
like,
this is a drug.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like you could find like doctors that do like ketamine treatment for trauma, and that's what I did.
mm-hmm.
Like I said, like I did it like under the care of a physician, right? Like I did it with someone that is trained. That's why I'm saying like this is not the path for everyone. But I did it because I personally did the research, and I found that those kinds of things, when done in the correct format, right? Because drugs are also medicines, right? It's just that unfortunately people abuse certain medicines, like in the same way that people abuse painkillers. But I did it with, you know, an actual doctor, someone that like walked me through the therapeutic process. And what it ended up doing was it kind of, so I'm a software engineer, so I'm going to use computer terms. It unlocked the BIOS. It unlocked like the root programming of my brain. So I was able to go in and reprogram in real time faster than if I would have done it through meditation. But the same thing can be achieved through meditation. It just takes significantly longer. Me, I because of my age, I'm 38. At the time when I did it, I was like 35. I felt that like I was too old to wait so many years for the meditation. I was like, I'm just going to do this with a trained professional. And it helped a lot. It helped a lot with a lot of my childhood abuse. But again, it's kind of like off the beaten path. It needs to be done in a very like specific way. It needs to be done with professionals. Like this is not something that you just like, again, you don't take the drug and go to a party. That's not it, right? It's done with professionals. It's done with guidance. It's done with the expressed purpose of like healing a specific psychological wound, right? But like those have been my ways where I've been able to kind of come to terms with a lot of the things that have happened to me. But the number one thing that I definitely encourage anyone to do is to talk it out. Talk it out with a therapist, someone that is non-judgmental, because once you hear yourself talk, you're going to be like, oh, that's it.
I should victory what you just told it, what you just told me, reminded me about, you know, that type of treatment is that we could talk for hours, probably because of you haven't, you know, you've done it, but it's just was this initiation. This African man was talking about he went through, and so, and it involved like, it was almost the way he described it. It was like he took psychedelics. But anyway, I'll tell you about it another time.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's not something for everyone. It's something that's like, again, like I'm not a proponent of like drug use for the sake of drug use, right? Like I'm a proponent of like medicine for medicinal purposes, right? So that's kind of the angle where this is at. And I definitely understand, because I've seen people do the same exact drug that I used with a doctor. I've seen them do it under non-doctor situations, and it has been kind of a nightmare for them. So that's why, like, it needs to be very, the treatment needs to be done specific and with a trained professional. Like, this is not for play. This is something very real and serious.
Oh yeah.
Almost like steroids.
I thought I was on mute. My bad. So, oh yeah. But I would
almost to the degree of steroid.
Trust in victory.
All right, I'm about to go ahead and play the rest of this video. If you would like to stick around, ma'am, you can. This has definitely been a first and refreshing. Oh, by the way, who's your character? I need to know who your character is.
Oh, my character? In Tekken?
Mm-hmm. Please don't say Eddie. Yeah. You there? I think she left.
Something's in the chat. Yeah, private chat.
Something's
I didn't open it because I know it's not for me.
I don't see anything in the private chat.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and now if you want me to do some more commentary, I can. But if not, I can go ahead and drop back in the clouds and just listen to what the rest of you and Victory had to say.
I'm about to play the rest of possibly a couple seconds of this video right here.
All right. Well, thanks for having me up, and I'll be in the clouds while I'm back in the chat. Okay. Thanks, Victory, for the information.
Well, thank you for having me, Emma. Have a great one.
Okay.
All right.
And that's possible. I understand that. I think for me is that I didn't want to be the typical boy mom who just enabled their sons. You know what I'm saying? Like I resented mothers like that. Like I've dated men where I'm like, you see your son, and they just like, whatever. That's just boys will be boys. So I never wanted. I said, what can I do to make sure that the children that I brought into this world are not hurting women, or breaking somebody's heart. So I know at the end of the day, when you have children, that's a risk you take, boy or girl, is that you don't know how they're going to turn out. You can only do the best that you can do with them. You know what I'm saying? So all I can do is try to instill values, and their fathers instill values in them. And I can say that I did my best, but I wanted to learn. And I think that's why I went off in the book club, because she not playing the part where the women were saying, it was a movie about women talking and men raping women and children in this village, and the women were like, oh yeah, leave the boy kids behind, even at 7, even at 5, leave them behind. And I'm like, why would we leave boys at 5 and 7 years old with a whole bunch of men who grape? They're just going to start raping the boys. And I was like thinking about my 2-year-old.
She was real serious. Princella was real serious about what she stated about about her kids. And here's my question: if Princella was, I would say, not interested in her having boys for children, why didn't BTaylor just kick her to the curb then? In your opinion?
Why didn't BTaylor kick her to the curb? Because of her opinions about boy moms? Well, because she fell for her. She really believed that Princella would be different, and I don't know this for a fact, right? What I'm about to say, it's simply an assumption, and I could be totally wrong. But I mean, Princella has a way of speaking, and she speaks with such authority and she speaks with such certainty that I would not be surprised that there was a part of BTaylor that started to kind of believe it a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Not all the way to where she would reject her sons, but in a way that she's just kind of like, well, maybe she's kind of right. Maybe. And it always starts that way. Like, no one ever starts believing something like this 100% from the bat, right? Like, this is why I do believe what BTaylor said about grooming is valid, because grooming does take time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always, it always starts with a hook. It always starts with a hook, right? You don't just groom someone out of the blue. You gotta hook them in some way. And because BTaylor was going through a lot and she had been hurt and she was apparently just fresh off of a divorce, in the same way that I was looking for answers as to why did these things happen to me? Why did I experience these kinds of like situations? Like she wanted that answer, and Princella comes along with this certainty, with this, yes, no, I have your answers. I could fix your shitty life for you. And she just wanted to have a good life. And then she fell in love with Princella because, again, Princella, she has a way about her. She is charming, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that she's like the worst and everything about her is terrible. She is charming. She's very charming. So, like, when you're
hurt, we've seen how charming she can be, but go ahead.
Yeah. And when you're hurt, when you're searching for answers, someone that has answers who is charming, even if the answers are wrong, they're gonna call to you, and it's only natural and it's only normal. So that's why, like, I cannot fault BTaylor for falling for Princella, because she too was searching for answers which she could not find on her own.
In my opinion, the only answers you can search for is from God and God only. But that's just me. Yeah, it's just me.
No, that's valid. Like, and I understand your perspective.
Okay, no problem.
Think about, that's what makes me human, is that I can relate to the woman who sprayed her son in the face to say, oh no, you coming with me, you're not staying with these rapists, so you could become a rapist. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking from that standpoint, and it always felt like a back and forth of me trying to speak for the boy moms, because there were boy moms in that group that reached out to me that said, thank you for speaking out, because I was always scared to speak out. So I was the most vocal, because nobody would speak out against Pete. You're basically not allowed to speak out or you'll get kicked out. So
let me just suggest this, not to interrupt you. Let's just suggest this. Changing our language, one, because a boy mom now in digital spaces has a negative connotation.
Okay.
And a boy mom is looked at as an enabler, one of those women who enable their son.
Yeah.
So you are the mother of sons, right? You're the mother of.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, because yes, it is a negative connotation. Yeah, mother of sons. There were other women who are a part of this group who stay silent, and for me, I like the underdog, like those who don't have a voice. I like to speak up for them, because I'm not scared of Pete. As in, I will speak up against her. So that's why you see me and her getting into it, and she was like, I was using like my sons, but I wasn't going into details. And then she brings up, yeah, your son so and so, you can't even get, like, she said something specific and detailed that nobody should be knowing about. And I'm like, it's over 100 people in this group or whatever, and you're bringing up personal stuff about my child, which is another thing. She had no problem bringing up my child to people, and my situation, my personal business, my child behavior. She's actually talking about my child, not my parenting. She's talking about my child. So that's why I'm like, all right.
I think in that situation, both of you were in the wrong. Speaking about her daughter, her talking about your two sons that as at first as if they didn't exist in your mind. So I just I just believe children should just stay out of grown folk business. That's the old school mentality that I come from.
I do agree.
Because in the end, again, when Princella complains and talks directly to men, when she says that men are very destructive, they're narcissistic, they're disgusting, they're rapists, they're this and that, but yet again, you got your kid up there on camera. Kind of a contradicting move.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's when I go into people thought I was saying I'm depending my mental health on my children. No, I'm saying I suffer from postpartum depression. Okay. And I dealt with part of postpartum depression. You start thinking about not being here. And I said my children were the reason why I said I need to get through.
Can you explain to me postpartum depression, if you could?
Well, first of all, I just want to be clear. I do not have children.
Okay.
So just putting that up there. But from my knowledge, after giving birth, there's a hormonal imbalance, right? Like there's like basically carrying a child, it fucks up with all your hormones, right? So after you give birth, there's like a possibility where those hormones will remain in some kind of imbalance. And because happiness and all this stuff, it's all literal chemicals, like literally all of our feelings, they're chemicals. When you're off balance after giving birth, you could definitely fall into a depression because you don't have the happy chemicals in your brain to even it out and balance it out. So that from like a biological standpoint, it's very, very valid. Again, I'm not a mother.
Does it have to do? Does it have to do anything with does it have to do anything about endorphins or something like that?
Well, dopamine, yeah, with dopamine.
With dopamine, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you have to have a healthy chemical imbalance of
yeah, and just the act of birthing itself, it's hormonally intensive. So it would only make sense that there's a likelihood that after the birth is over, there's some kind of like chemical imbalance and kind of like weird stuff that's happening while your body gets used to being normal again, for lack of a better term.
There's a lot to learn about being a woman. Gee, oh my God.
It's really hard, like being like, and
I don't know why guys would want to be a woman, but that's just me. But
yeah, I have a lot of trans friends, and they are very valid. So I don't really know about that, but as a assigned female at birth, AFAB as it's called in the trans communities, there's a lot of chemical hormonal shit that happens quite frequently because, I mean, the capability of bringing life, it's a responsibility. And I mean, to quote fucking, like Spider-Man, like with great power comes great responsibility. And responsibility is not easy. It's not an easy thing. It's not fun. It's hard.
Especially birthing the child, that is definitely difficult.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're dealing with a 50-50 chance of not living.
Exactly.
Either that or your child might end up dying.
Exactly.
Or rather both of y'all go into the heavens of glory. It just all depends on how healthy her and the baby are, and hopefully, I mean, I don't like to have the baby horizontally. I would prefer vertical or underwater, but due to the fact that a lot of people depend on drugs drugs to get them through the day, because let's just face it, having a baby, that usually takes some strength. And you can have the baby, you can be in labor for what, hours?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes days. Some people are in labor for days. I could never.
days,
Yeah, yeah, days.
days.
Yeah. I have a friend that she was in labor for 2.5 fucking days.
No, no, no.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
you kind of you read that somewhere else. That just make, but
No,
not.
no. It's an actual person that I know. This happened to her. Yeah.
Wait. My ears are not working quite well. Did you just say days?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't go through it. She did, so I cannot explain what she went through.
How
But
can
she
you go
was
labor
from
in a
from the
couple of
moment
days?
from the moment her water broke to the time the baby actually came out, it was over 2 days.
Lisa, is this confirmable? 2 days?
Yeah.
I used to think you birth a baby in 10 minutes.
Oh no. Maybe some people after they've had several children, then they just kind of fly out. Like that I have heard. Like friends that have had like 2 or 3 kids, they say that like the second was easier and then the third was just like just fucking came the fuck out. It was like the easiest birth ever. But the first one is always the hardest.
First one is always the hardest. You step to learn. Oh, that's where breathing techniques come in, and you're you're suffering through hypertension and high blood pressure. And yikes! And then when your water breaks, you automatically got to go to the hospital.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep, that's why that I am child free. First of all, my mom hated me. She grew up telling me that she never wanted to have me in the first place. So that kind of primed me to be child free. And then after I grew up and I had friends have children and give birth, that just confirmed to me that having children was just not in the cards for me.
Well, I, I, again, I wouldn't want even I wouldn't even want the next child to have to deal with that. But of course, we got some crazy motherfuckers in this world, and I mean, the only thing you can do is pray for that child, especially Princella's child, how she's going to grow in this earth, how she's going to take things. Boy, oh boy. I mean, I feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for Princella. I feel sorry for her. I
Same.
feel sorry.
Oh my god. Like as someone who grew up with an abusive family and came into the world as an abused adult, I did not recognize abuse. I didn't know that I was being abused. It wasn't until I took therapy that I actually spoke to my therapist. And then my therapist was like, "Yeah, that's abusive." Like I didn't realize. I thought it was just normal, right? And that's why a lot of people get swept up in, like abusive relationship after abusive relationship after abusive relationship because when you grow up in that environment, it's just normal. You don't consider it abuse, you just consider it the way people are. So people that are abusive can clock that you have that, for lack of a better term, tolerance, so then that
Mm-hmm.
they can abuse you, right? And like a lot of people say that abused people like to be abused, but that's actually incorrect. It's just when it's all you've known, you normalize it. Whereas people who have had normal relationships that are healthy, they clock it and leave, right? But people who think that it's normal, they just think it's normal and they don't leave. They're like, oh, this is just the way people are. People are screaming at me right now. Oh, this is just the way people are. Oh, did this person just slap me? Well, that's just the way people are.
Well, in the case of Princella, there have been people who finally figured out that this is a very abusive relationship in terms of y'all being in the chat, being in her presence, and due to certain videos that been surfaced, she's been exposed to certain things. Have you guys finally figured out that you guys are in an abusive relationship with her?
Oh, absolutely. Hundreds of people have unsubscribed to her. Hundreds of people. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And they've all been finding other spaces. For example, Lotus's space. Lotus's space is filled with ex Princella whatever fans, right? Tons of them. And most of them, they only just clocked the abuse because BTaylor spoke out. If BTaylor had not made the video that she did, like the first one that everyone's like blaming her for as the instigator, which is not true, but if she had not made that video, so many women would not have been able to clock it. So that's why I'm grateful for BTaylor for speaking her truth, because by her doing that, she was able to shine a light on Princella's darkness, and many people are seeing it now. Like if you go to Princella's channel and you check her most recent videos, they have significantly less views than any other recent video on her channel. That's because they've been waking up and they're not watching her as much.
I've heard, well, let's go here. The three amigos that were in her up there at their on her channel, one of them is Princella the Queen Maker 2.0 in Nico. I know that because I'm familiar with her when she goes on Facebook Live and starts acting like a goddamn behemoth fool. And she's 51 years old. A 51-year-old cussing niggas out? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, like I'm just going. Like Nico's a beautiful woman. First of all, when I saw her, I'm like,
never said that.
One beautiful.
Never said that she's beautiful on the outside,
but ugly on the
inside.
100%. Thank you. I was literally about to say that. Like the way she had I don't even want to say so little empathy. She had zero empathy for, the pain that BTaylor is going through. And not only had no empathy, but actively enjoyed causing that woman pain. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's so nasty. Ugh.
So here's the thing. I was peeping game, right? I might be wrong, but here's the thing, right? Princella was trying to get a group of ladies, not just on her side, but on her person, right? In other words, she was trying to. Again, I might be wrong. She was trying to get a little threesome, foursome thing going on. I peep her game. You know how I peep her game? She reads pimp books.
Yes.
She reads she Don Bishop Magic Wand. She reads the Iceberg Slims. Trust me, I had to go back. I had to go back in the archives and listen to Iceberg Slim, and the things that were read, the things that were said, were the exact same replica as what she was doing. What she is doing right now is sowing dissension, sowing her soul of dissension onto other people. And when she gets tired of them, it's on to the next. And she puts it's just like a parasite.
Yep.
It's on to the next. and it's on to the next, and it's on to the next. Trust me when I say, she tried that she tried to seduce one of the YouTubers. She tried to, and she did this as a gotcha moment. She tried to seduce one of the most, well, I'm not gonna go there with him, but, and she also was a part of this. I forgot. I wish I had the video to do it. But did you see that? Did you happen to see a video of some Mexican chick feeding her grapes and wine?
Yes, that was her ex-girlfriend, the half Filipino, half Mexican girl who ended up coming. Oh my God, this girl also, Lotus. She played the video. She went online and made a video defending Princella, but the only thing that she actually accomplished with that video was proving everything that BTaylor said right, because she was just making excuses. No, it wasn't that one.
You sure it wasn't this one?
Oh no, that was the girl. I mean, yes, not the video, but yeah, that was the girl. Yeah, that was the half Mexican, half Filipina girl. Yeah, she recently made a video, basically just excusing Princella's shitty actions. Like, she didn't deny Princella's actions. She was just ascribing clinical terms to it, as if, saying, oh, she has ADHD and she has this and she has that makes abuse okay. It's wild.
God. So she wants to do pimp all of them. And she said, I'm not, they all my hoes. This was her words verbatim. These are all my hoes. Like,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And she, and apparently she goes from bottom bitch to bottom bitch to bottom bitch to bottom bitch. And I believe it's in one of those pimp books where I don't remember which one, but it goes something to the effect of, like, a hoe only has like a certain mileage on her, and then when she hits that, you have to swap her out for a new one with less mileage. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
The bottom bitches were 500 miles.
Exactly. Exactly.
And guess who our next bottom? Guess who our next bottom bitch is?
I mean, and you know what? He's not wrong, because a person can only take so much psychological abuse, right? So yeah, he's not wrong. Every single human being has a certain mileage on how much bullshit they could take.
What, you gonna feel it?
Is this the girl? Is this the girl that they was talking about?
That's not the Mexican Asian one. No. That's
no. The new. I heard she had a new chick. Is this the one?
I heard her new chick is like a 23-year-old ex-stripper. I don't think someone with the surname of Doctor would be an ex-stripper, but I could be wrong.
Well, of course, this is a lesson. This is a lesson learned from, Mrs. BTaylor, and I hope she gets her spirit right. Also, listen, she don't have to go back and forth. She don't have to keep going back and forth, because obviously when she gets frustrated, I'm talking about Princella, when people ask her questions, it's just like no one can tell me anything. It's like I know where I am. Through my experiences and me getting robbed and raped and whoopty-whoopty-woo. And it's like no one can tell me anything. So she puts up this steel wall. She puts up a steel wall, and nobody but a certain female can get her off of that wall. And I believe and I believe BTaylor was trying to tear that wall down per se, but about that time, it was like too little, too late. Too little, too late. I mean, she's gonna end up suffering anyway. And the only thing you can do for that girl is just leave her to her devices because she's going to fail.
Yep.
She is going to fail. But I'm going to tell you something, BTaylor. I'm going to tell you something. Do not treat this like Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah. Do not turn your ass back. Do not turn your head back around or you're going to turn into a pillar of salt.
I think that BTaylor, I feel like she's moving on from the conversation that she had with like Lotus. I think it was last night. It sounds like she's done. I think the only reason why, again, assumption, I don't know for a fact, but I believe that the only reason why she even went on Lotus's channel was because like the group of us women that have kind of, corralled around Lotus's channel, like we're really chill and we're not judgmental, and like we have empathy and compassion for people even if they've made mistakes, especially if they've made mistakes, really, that she was able to kind of come on and speak a little bit more of like her truth in relation to the questions that Lotus and a few other people had. Not because she wanted drama, but just because like, oh, these people, I feel comfortable with them and they have questions, so I'm going to answer it.
That's crazy. Where can people find you? You have a channel, or how can people get a hold of you?
Oh, yeah, I guess my channel here on YouTube, Victory XR. Right now it's literally just my like I'm a software engineer and I do like virtual reality game development for fun. So like my channel right now, it's just like a portfolio of like mixed reality stuff that I've done. So if you want to subscribe to me there, I've been considering doing like videos about like technology, like Apple Vision Pro, stuff like that. So if you like geeky shit, tech stuff, video games, feel free to subscribe to me. If not, I'll be around your channel. I subscribe to you. I really like you as a person. I like your vibe. We definitely need to add each other on Steam for sure. I also have a Switch. I don't have a PS5 right now because I just don't. There's no games on like the PS5 or the Xbox that I want. Like I literally only play PC and Switch. So let's definitely connect.
How am I gonna whoop your ass in Tekken then?
Well, there's Tekken on Steam. I believe I have like Tekken 6 on Steam.
Tekken 6?
Yeah.
I thought you said you had Tekken 8.
No, I don't have Tekken 8. I haven't played it yet, but I was just happy that you were like searching it because I felt a connection to you. I was like, oh my god, a gamer! I love the fact that you were like, oh, you're searching for Tekken 8. That's amazing. This guy's my people.
I've been out of tune ever since 2005. I haven't gone to a tournament since then, but trust and believe, I got a couple of partners that I go toe to toe that I hang with. So I might end up, but here's the thing, real quick. Tekken 8, it's trending towards something else now. It's not like the Tekken of old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's something to get used to. But yeah, I'm gonna put this baby to bed, and hopefully, well, I hope and I pray that none of this that she just stays quiet. Just put this all to bed. Just put this to rest, because then let Princella, get destroyed by our own devices. That's what I hope.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, I think that's what BTaylor's doing. I think this was like the last conversation that BTaylor is going to have regarding this. Again, just because the community was so like kind and like welcoming and like non-judgmental. But yeah, no, like I think this is the case is shut in terms of the back and forth. The only thing that is left to do is to continue to pick apart the carcass of everything that happened and take lessons from it so that we ourselves as individuals could take these lessons and move forward accordingly so that we could have a better life for ourselves and our loved ones.
Yeah, like pick apart the carcass like Shishomaru. Yes.
Yes. Anime fan too. You really are my people.
I do. I trend from time to time. I've lost the sauce since then. So I had to go back. I had to go back to my first love, which was Fist of the North Star. So
Ooh. Oh,
so
that was a great movie.
I had to go and watch that. And then now I'm caught up. I'm caught up in certain anime. But I want to thank you for coming up and spitting your truths. And I will definitely see you in another video, another time, another space, in a different place.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Bye.
You have a good one.
You too.
All right. Conclusion. Girl, there's only such more I can take. No, I was playing. Listen, have a happy Mother's Day. To all the mothers, including Princella, because she's a mother as well. I cannot emphasize this enough. Even though we suffer the worst of our people, we still have to put out there as a community that there are people out there who are suffering, been suffering. So I want to be fair in this sense that all mothers across the world have a happy Mother's Day. However, going back to BTaylor, heal to your best intent. Go in your prayer closet, start a tabernacle, do whatever you got to do. You said you are very I assume that you are very spiritual. Go on a spiritual journey and then come back stronger than ever. Now, I don't want to see your ass here in a week. I don't want to see you in a week or in a month. Let this go on for quite a while. You know what I mean? But we all riding for you. Well, there are those who are riding for you. I'm riding for you. So if you ever need anything, you know where to hit me up. Until then, my teeth are killing me. So I'm going to go and relax, get some pain medicine, chill out, relax, get ready for work. Love y'all. Thank you for supporting me. You know what it is. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Like and subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the We-On-Loc Nation University. We-On-Loc Nation University. That wouldn't be so bad. That is not bad at all. We-On-Loc University. We-On-Loc Nation University. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace.